under this blue, let's have it right, up the Chelsea, up the middle, let's see, let's go. Have it right, Middles FC. You got the minerals, yeah? Love it. Got the minerals, TT.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.
Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in tonight. This is a bit of a random one, guys. I can't lie. We're gonna do something different tonight. Tonight is a fan cam. I don't really like calling it a fan cam, but it's something I wanted to do for a little bit. But I wanted to do it with proper Chelsea supporters. I wanted to get something refreshing on this channel, which is really why I set it up, was to let people voice their opinion, and obviously for myself personally to do that. But before we get into it, and before I land the minerals with a few fellas, I want you to, every single one of you, hit that like button. Smash the piece of like button. And if you ain't done that already, do it now. If you ain't subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell, ding dong, you know how it goes, all that jazz. And we got the Minerals FC membership, which is, I will pin it in the live chat, and it is in the description below. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to talk about everything that's going on at Chelsea. We're going to talk about what Potter has come out and said, that he's not the problem. We're going to talk about what we think is going to happen, because today's been a very, very quiet day on Chelsea's social media platform. In fact, I don't think they put anything out, if anything. And I'm going to bring on some proper Chelsea fellas who are going to land the minerals and say how they feel. I'll introduce them to you, show your respect and love to them in the chat as well. And we're gonna have a great show without a doubt. Before I quickly do that, every single one of you in here, I see all of you in here, my usuals, my legends, my Minerals FC army. Dino, big up to you. Hannah's in here. Philly, Mixed Minerals Medina, CFC Lewis, Pedro, Chelsea Dan, Hannah, obviously. Big up to Hannah. British Patriot, my geezer, Forever Blues, Shane, Francis, George. Who else we got in here? Get yourselves in the chat. JC as well. We got, let me quickly have a look. Blue Star FC, Nutty Blue, my geezer. Taha's in here. King George. Let me roll down. Daniel, Mark Dunn. Come on, geezer. I hope you're well. Who else we got? Lee Rose. Lovely to see Lee Rose in here. Georgie 1 foot. Come on, Leicester fan as well. You know what I mean? Not a great result, was it? Big up to Jack as well. Who else we got? Trevor. Big up to Trevor. John, all you guys in here, get in the chat. Let me know you're here. Big up to my geezer Chelsea old boys. And as always, guys, you know the deal. You know the deal. Yeah. We see things they'll never see. Let's have it right. Almost 200 you guys in here. I want you all smash the like button. Now, Chelsea old boys, I was hoping you'd be in here. I got two fellas to come on, and I want you on. I want you on now. So if you are able to come on and land your minerals, yeah, because I want to see what you got to say, let me know. I'll put the link in there just for you, and you can come on, my geezer. So let me know in the chat, and straight away, I'll get you on. Ashraf's in here, CFC Jack, Urad, everyone's in here. Ben's in here, Stefano, Chelsea Till I Die, Kerry Dixon Cole, what a name, legend. Everyone, guys. Richard's in here. We're going to land the minerals tonight. So, what I've done tonight, it happened actually organically, to be honest, and I've been thinking about doing something like this for a little while. I just haven't got around to it. So, I was at the game yesterday, East Lower, and a geezer calls me out, comes up to me, hello Johnny, whatever, love your shows, chatted to him. He's season ticket holder for a very long time. He'll tell you how long. Home and away, Europe, the lot, every single game, goes with his boy as well. So I'm going to bring Tom. That's the geese. Tom's going to come on. We've got Steve as well, another one, proper fucking Chelsea, loves the club, supported it. These guys supported the club longer than me. Let's have it right. And if Chelsea Old Boys is coming on, that's another one. I'm going to be like the baby of the family. Let's have it right. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them on and we're going to talk Chelsea. We're going to land it and it's going to be something different. So let's enjoy it, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe, all that jazz, and get in the chat. Big up to Nick Smith as well. I've just seen you in here. So let's bring them on. We're going to bring on Tom here. And we're going to bring on Stevie Chelsea as well. Big up, geezers. How are we doing? Up the Chelsea.
Oh, good, Johnny. Johnny, I've got something for you, son. I thought this would make everyone laugh. This is a Johnny Mineral special. The old fucking brown envelope.
Oh, let's have it right. He's landing it. Stevie's landing it already.
Landing minerals.
And let me just add to that. Let's drink some fucking tears.
Yeah, drink them. Everyone drink up.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
We just won the Champions League. We love Mason, man. He's a legend.
Come on, geezers. Come on. Let's have it right. Yeah, we pissed on the brown envelopes. Come on. All right, guys. Legends. What a legend. What an intro, guys. Guys, you got to smash the likes for that. You don't get that every day. Brown envelopes with a wad of cash in there. Let's go. So, guys, Tom, I had the pleasure of meeting Tom. I haven't met you, Stevie, yet, but we've been in contact quite a lot.
Yeah, mate.
I'm sure we will, mate, at the games. Do you know what I mean?
We will,
but, guys, we're gonna talk Chelsea. We're gonna talk about the shit show yesterday. But before we get into that, I want to go a few angles because, like I told everyone last night, where I was sitting, I saw a lot of things, and we're going to get Tom's perspective on that in the sense of he's predominantly in that area, east lower. He's seeing the gaffer on the touchline, so we're going to sort of steer to that and get a vibe from that, and let's just roll with it. Let's just say how we feel, whether it's Potter in or out, all that shit. It's just like like I said in my video, this is not Chelsea. Now, when I filmed that and Reece James looked at me and all that, I was filming the other side. I didn't really mean to. And then I just burst out and I let my emotions out. And I'm glad I did it in a way because there weren't anyone really vocal in that area.
No, you're the only one, Johnny. You could only hear you know, saying, Gaffer. I mean, I've watched it secondhand because you didn't send me. I've seen it on your channel. And you're saying, Gaffer, what's this all about? Yeah. You know, come on. It's a simple reaction, isn't it? Come on, get up and do something. Nothing, just taking it on the chin. You know what I mean? It's not good enough, is it?
It's not. And I think the fact that Reece turned, you could see whether he's either. I don't know whether he was like, "What are you saying?" or "Don't say that," or whether he's thinking
Johnny, I don't think he was. That look in his eye was fucking all this geezer's saying as it how it is. That was, in my opinion, the
Yeah.
picture, and that's my opinion. People have different opinions, don't they? For me,
Yeah.
that's a fucking all this geezer's saying is because not many people do nowadays because you're seen as a lout, you're seen as a troublemaker. What, for speaking your mind? That's what football's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone has opinions, and I personally feel that not so brown enveloping you, but it's true. If I was you, mate, I'd have said the same. Come on, sort this out. And what's wrong with that?
You know
He's
what's
what
funny
he
is that I had all the brown envelopes behind me. In fact, all of
Oh,
them behind me
completely did.
were journos. Yeah, they're all
Right.
journos.
Oh,
And
upset
one of
you.
them,
Did you?
well, one of them started talking to me after the game, and I said it on my show last night, and he was basically, oh, Potter, it looks like he's going to get the sack, and I said, well, why don't you write that then instead of writing all the other shit, you know, because all they're writing
But
is
Mel let him down, and Reece James let him down, and
players let him down. It's all the players all the time. I'm sorry, that performance
all
last
of the
night
players.
was not the players. Absolutely not. We have to ask the question: who's the one responsible for instructing these players? That's what I want to know. Well, that's the gaffer. That's his team. That's training. That's day in, day out. That's you have a game plan every time you go into a game, and I don't see it. So we're gonna roll. Tom, big up to you, geezer. Let's land it. Let's just go with it. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat as well, and just say.
Well, what I'd say, Johnny, is first and foremost, massive big up to all the people in here. Yeah, I've been following the channel for a while now. I absolutely love the vibe. I love the community. I love the Minerals Army. This is a movement you're building here, and what I really like about it, because I look at the other socials, I look at the other YouTubers, all of that. I've seen it all grow over the last 10 years. But a lot of it's bullshit. A lot of it's people with their own egos and agenda. And what I really like about Johnny, it's just it's an organic fan view of somebody who really loves the club, and he'll say it how it is. He's not rude. He's not. He doesn't upset anybody in a nasty way. So first and foremost, big up to all the people in here, and especially big up to you, Johnny. Thanks ever so much for bringing us on the show, and keep up the good work. What I can say to the people on this chat tonight is I sit a stone's throw away from the home dugout. I've been there for over 10 years, in and out. I've seen some of the best managers. I've seen some of the best camaraderie. I've seen some of the best squads, and I can now judge what I'm seeing week in, week out against the likes of Conte, the likes of Mourinho, and the likes of Tommy Tuchel, what they brought to that dugout and what I'm seeing now. And what I'm seeing now is, like I said to Johnny earlier, effectively, I view it as we sacked Thomas Tuchel in September, and then since then we've just had some bloke doing the press conferences and standing on the sideline every week. Yeah, we may as well. We could have got Graham from the club shop to stand out there, because nobody's listening to the bloke. Yeah, there's no energy, or there's no companionship or team spirit amongst the team. And I'll give you a good example. Yesterday, Sterling was on the bench and Mudryk was on the bench, and as they do in front of me, all the players warm up. So I've seen all the players warm up. I've seen
the body language.
I've seen Hazard warm up. I've seen David Luiz warm up. I've seen Pedro warm up. Willian, Lampard, Terry. I've seen them all warm up, and they chat to each other, and they stand behind their hands over their mouths, and they're discussing the game, and they're giving some. There was nothing. You've got strangers running up and down the side of that pitch. Nobody's communicating with one another. Everybody's heads down. And I think what you witnessed and caught on video yesterday was that, really, from James. He's looking round thinking, this guy's not being abusive. He's actually spitting facts here, and it's embarrassing. And you've got people pick up on the fact that he constantly claps the players. He constantly gives like a rewarding signal to the players. So if there's a throw-in, he'll clap. Do you know what I mean? If somebody boots the ball out directly, it's a shit pass and it goes out for a throw-in, He's there clapping. The same as
Yeah,
he would
it's
clap
condolences.
if somebody sprays a 50-yard pass out and it's a brilliant, he'll clap it. And he's there waving his hands about, and nobody's
Amateur.
listening. Nobody's listening. Nobody's making any kind of view on it. And you've got the likes of. I look into Thiago Silva's eyes when he looks over at Potter, and I think this bloke's thinking, this is it's like a world elite, one of the best players in world football over the last 25 years, and he's looking over thinking, I'm not listening to you. So
he was directing. I saw him kind of like, he wasn't doing it over the gaffer, but you could see he was like seeing all the problems.
Yeah. He did it at Man City. He was sort of, what have you instructed? You know what I mean? And that body language, that aura. And everyone was looking at Thiago, and then Thiago's looking across, and they're going, well, we don't know. How do you know? And he's like, well, I'm not. He's not the manager, is he? Like he says, an elite level player who should want instructions and no pre-instructions. There's none. And that was at Man City, in the FA Cup and the League Cup. That's what I seen anyway when I went.
And look, I just want to get it out there. I'm not a Potter hater. I don't want.
I'm not. It's a good guy.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want any Chelsea manager. Like everybody in it, I love the club. I'd love it to work. But when you see it ain't gonna work, you have to call it out. That's the bottom line.
Tom, the way I put a twist on that is like when you were a bit, without sounding a bit thingy, when you're younger, you go out with a few girlfriends, whatever, boyfriends. It don't work. You don't hang around, do you? You part ways, and thank you. No, we'll move on. For me, it's very similar. It just hasn't worked. We tried. It hasn't worked. Move on. Simple as that.
You know what? I speak to other Chelsea fans, and I'm sure that you've had this yourself. The biggest insult any opposing fan can say to me is a backhanded compliment where they say, I can't believe you've got Graham Potter as your manager. It hurts me. I'm sure you're having that when you're in the pub or you're chatting to your mates. I live in Nottingham. I've got all my mates Forest fans.
I'm up north, Tom. I'm up north.
Right, and they say to me, they're like, I can't believe you got rid of Thomas.
My lot do it with a grimace because they're like, they know. Obviously, they don't want Chelsea to do well. Liverpool, Man United, Man City. So with them, it's it's a cheeky grimace. But I know what you're saying. They're like, Graham Potter,
they're happy that we got Potter.
Yeah,
that was my thing with when I was coming at all the other platforms and the media. When I always kind of like when I started my channel, I started a little bit before, but it was building. The narrative was building against Tuchel, and my whole understanding was, and I'm right about it, is because I see it now, is that when we had these new owners come in, we had all the money to play with, right? We got a lot of money to spend, and it was clear to me that all the other clubs, the Premier League, all the campaign against Chelsea, which comes under that umbrella,
the
brown envelopes, let's have it right. So all of them lot, they don't want us to be under an elite manager like Tuchel.
Why help us progress?
No,
with comments.
If you give Tuchel 600 million and you actually give him 600 million,
and
you don't even need to give him that. You can give him less, and he will still build a team good enough to fight for every trophy every year in his image. And we've had that stripped from us. So that's why I'm pissed off and I'm upset that we've got this gaffer come in, and I don't blame Potter. Like, I'm not blaming Potter. I blame him for the way he's handling the situation, the way he's training and managing the squad. But at the same time, the reason I don't fully blame him and I put the most blame on the owners is because I see him only as a yes man. And if he's got any minerals and any bollocks, what he should do is go, do you know what? I'm on a 5-year deal. Fuck it. What are they going to do? The worst case, they're going to sack me. But how can they sack me if I get all the players playing the way I want and we winning? They're not going to. They can't sack me, so I can have control at the very least. He's not doing that. He's letting them make decisions for him. And
because he hasn't got the minerals, Johnny.
He ain't got
simple, isn't it?
He ain't got it. He ain't got it.
Right, Kevin Keegan, right? Kevin Keegan, right? Great footballer, good attitude. Has Potter got good attitude in respect to that? You know, that fight for it. We'll score one more than you. At least give us that. And like you just said, he isn't even doing that. He's just a yes man. And that's as simple as that. I'd rather have a Kevin Keegan. Do you know what I mean? Let's go all guns blazing. We get beat 4-0. Fuck, at least we tried. You know what I mean?
This is the thing, Stevie and Tom, yeah, is this comment that I made the title of this show, all right, I'm not the problem. I think I understand what he's saying. You see, people don't get what he's saying, all right? But if you actually dissect it and you know what's happening behind the scenes, because I am aware of stuff. So what I'm saying to you is he's letting us know that it's not him. And people can't grasp that because they only see it as him because he's the one managing the players. It's so-called his signings, this and that. But in reality, you got to ask yourself, why so many changes, Gaffer? Why so many changes? Why so many different formations throughout the games? Why are you resting James and Silva, for fuck's sake, when we got a 7-day rest? Play him half the game, if anything. So I think he's sending a message to say, guys, it's out of my hands. What do you guys think? I want you to land it on that.
Well, I think I get what you're trying to basically say is the investment is overriding. The £300 million investment is having a massive impact on team selection, and whether he's being told to play with those players or not, let's not get into that, but it's having a big impact on it. And I was chatting to my lad earlier, right? And if you look back at the last 6 games in the midfield, here's a specific example, right? The last 6 games, if I go 6 games ago, we played pretty average. But the bright spark I found out of that game, I'm looking for positives all the time, was that Gallagher played well. I thought Gallagher is starting to come through. He had a really rough time. We played pretty shit, but he's starting to land it, right? And then he plays another game, Gallagher, and his performance comes on. So we get to the West Ham game. And that was Enzo's first game, Fulham. I thought Gallagher played well, right? Gets to the West Ham game, Ruben. Out of nowhere, Ruben's next to Enzo. So I'm thinking, bloody hell, where's he come from, right? So Ruben comes in, plays okay, right? Goes to Dortmund, right? Ruben's in. So he's got 2 games. So Gallagher's played 2 games. Then Ruben's played 2 games. So Saturday comes, what's happening? Who comes in? Kovacic, an unfit Kovacic. So in the last 6 games, he's played 3 different players alongside Enzo, and he's brought them out of the team for no reason. Give Gallagher a run in the team if you're going to give him a run in the team. Give Ruben a run in the team if you're going to give him a run in the team. Give Kovacic a run in the team. It's just changing it all the time. And I think you picked up on it earlier, Johnny, or yesterday. Mount started on the left. Then he's in the middle. Then he's playing on the right. It's like, we play, in that first half, I think we went to 5 at the back for the last 5 minutes of the first half. I'm thinking, what is going on here? So it's like, what did Tuchel do when he came into the team? He said some great things, but he said, right, I've got a pattern of play that we're going to adopt as a team. Yeah? Played against the Wolves in that first game. It was a bit stuttery. We do 0-0. But you actually thought, Jesus Christ, there's something different here. And then we built from that Wolves match. From that Wolves match on, we built to become champions of Europe, playing the way Tuchel wanted to play. We're 5 months into Potter's reign now. Is there any patterns of play that you could say that he's honestly? Is there any sexy corner routines we've done? Is there any dead ball?
We can't even take the corner, Tom. That's my biggest concern.
It is. Basics. At West Ham away, right? I don't know if you saw this, right? He put 2 men to stand on the corner.
Yeah.
Right?
What the?
Right, but no, it wasn't like it wasn't a short corner to the other guy, or it wasn't like it was an
technique being practiced. It wasn't even that.
So you got 2 blokes, right? Who are basically you're taking.
Well, a waste of talent, isn't it? An opportunity to score in a box has been left in the corner flag.
Yeah, and then you know what? West Ham at first were like, oh, we better take 2 men out, But then after like the second
They got
quarter,
onto it. Yeah.
they calmed down and they moved the guy back. So then you think, right, well, maybe that's a pattern. I'm trying to be kind here to Potter, thinking, well, that's going to be a pattern of play. The next game in Dortmund, he's not done it. Saturday, did you see 2 men for a corner? So I'm not saying I'm not a football genius or anything, but there is zero patterns of play, and there is what players has he actually improved? You know, can
No
you
one.
say
No one.
No
one. Not one player.
This is the biggest problem. Forget about results and all that. A manager's job is to put the arm around a little Reece or not Chilwell at the moment because he's injured. Let's say Ruben Loftus-Cheek. You know, you're going to come in, you're going to play, and you're going to do this. Just for example, nobody, like you guys have just said, there is nobody who has stepped their game up because he's inspired, he's been coached correctly. And that, for me, is the biggest worry, lads. Surely. I don't know if you agree. Not one player out of a squad of how many?
I 100%, 119% have it right. Agree. And this is my thing with Potter is I'm all for the process. I'll tell you what it is, right? Because everyone goes, oh, since he dropped Mount, he changed. No, since you hear things, it changes your whole perspective. So when he first came in, I was devastated with Tuchel. My stream, I went fucking AWOL.
I know, did you?
That morning, I was really upset. Like honestly, I didn't have it in me, but I just let off raw emotion. The thing is, for me, is you've brought in this gaffer, and I get it. He's got a blueprint. He plays nice football. He's done it, but he's done it at a club with no pressure and all the time in the world and on a budget. Cool. You're playing with lower level players. This is Chelsea. Chelsea's next level. Chelsea's the biggest club in London, the most elite club in London. We've just won the Club World Cup, Champions League, Super Cup not long ago. We've had the biggest event in history in football being sanctioned and having our own. So my thing is this: I was at the start. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give this guy a chance. Like I'm going to back him, and if you're giving him longevity, maybe like he could be a Sir Alex type formula. You know, in the sense that you're building for 10 years, and he'll go on, and once he clicks, he's backed and that. And I thought, yeah, he's generally backed. He's generally going to go out and get these signings, this and that. What I know is the complete opposite. And when I know you've made over 60, he's made now 67 changes since he's been in charge. All right. And that's personnel. Granted, you got injuries. I get all that. But still, over 66 or 67 changes. Formation as well. That's too many. You ain't getting no consistency, no balance. We've spent 600 million and we ain't even got a fucking backbone in our team. We ain't got a core. In fact, I know everyone's got their doubts on Georgie, but let him go for free. Keep him this season for the transition because he's a vice captain. He could actually work with Enzo. So Enzo's got a natural sitter with him who's his position, and then Enzo can actually dictate the play how we want to because we're starting the player to play and he can settle. No, we fucking gutted him out as well. And the way I'm seeing it is we are literally getting rid of everything, every DNA piece that was part of Roman or part of our winning squad under Tuchel and Lampard is gone, is going. And this is my concern, is that you're bringing in kids. How can I back this process? No patterns of play, no model development. No, I look at the squad and they're not up for it. They don't even listen to the gaffer on the touchline. He's shouting and they're not even listening to him. You know, it's like the atmosphere around the ground. There's no connection between us, the gaffer, the players at the minute. We back the players, and of course we back the players. But there's nothing there like it was at Tuchel. The first time since Super Frank, and we weren't in the ground all the time for Super Frank because obviously we had COVID and all that nonsense. But my thing is, we had Sarri before that, toxic, all that shit. We finally got something good going since we've had Jose's and Ancelotti's and Conte's and all that. And that's been stripped of us. We've got this guy who's like dry as you like, beans on toast, no fucking butter, no cheese, no salt and pepper, fucking literally out of the tin, not even warmed up. And you're thinking, you know, what's going on? And we're bringing in all these kids. We're bringing kids in. We're not bringing Balaks, Essians, Lampard type players. I mean, we've got Lamps in Mount and so forth, and a bit of Gallagher there. But what I'm saying is, we're not bringing in core players that are absolutely a necessity for our team to move forward and in for a transition. Instead, you're blowing money on fucking what? 600 million, and we look like we're stagnating, we're retracting, and I can't. I think this gaffer's out of his depth. He's a yes man until I'm proved otherwise. Prove me wrong that he's not a yes man. If he's not a yes man, we're going to get the breaking news tomorrow morning or whenever it is. Whether it's if they're going to wait till the Spurs game, because the way it looks, we're going to lose to Spurs away. And if that's the final fucking. I mean, already I'm at the final straw, but to lose away at Spurs, where we always get his 3-point lane, let's have it right. We cannot be losing there. All right. And where are they going to make the call? Are they going to sack him? If they sack him, my thing is this. They may have to realise that they have to change their whole ideology, vision, in the sense of bringing in someone who can do what they want to do at a level where Graham Potter's a privilege to be at Chelsea. But you bring in a Jose back, or you bring in a Hansi Flick, you bring in a Luis Enrique, even a Pochettino to this extent, they have got enough experience
to guide the team,
to nurture this along, but you've got to give him the keys. To an extent, I'm not saying everything, but you have to give him more than you give him Potter, because you ain't giving him fuck all. And this is my thing. I don't think they want to do that, and that's why they're adamant to keep this gaffer in charge. And the longer... Listen, I'm going to land it at this, and I'll let you land it, obviously, but I'll get your vibe on this. I think right now, we are at the most critical stage at our football club where we can be in a real fucking shit show. And when I'm in a shit show, I'm not talking about, just write off this season. I'm talking about writing off 2, 3, 4 seasons. That's of a shit show. Because if these guys keep throwing money with this gaffer, the way it's going, and they're choosing players and buying these players, all right, we're going to have a squad with all of our real core quality players, experienced players, gutted out, a bunch of young youth kids, and we're not going to win nothing for 7-8 years. It's going to be a shit show, all because they want to save face, or they don't want to dent their pride and ego. This is the moment now where they can rectify it and go, do you know what? We fucked up. We're not going to bring Tuchel back. All right, cool. But we're going to go and get a manager in that we know.
We'd like it to happen, but it's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen, Johnny. Tuchel ain't coming. Yeah.
I
wish you would.
I want to get your opinions, guys, on. I think if they don't make this change now, and it's not because I'm against Potter. Like, I think he's a great guy. I think he's got a fantastic blueprint.
It's not good integrity.
You don't get time at clubs like Chelsea, United, Liverpool. You don't. I mean, Klopp did to an extent, but it's like Klopp came from Dortmund. It's a little, you're going to give him time. It's different. Chelsea are known. We are the most successful club in the last 22 years. We have dominated in that sense of winning trophies. So it's like you're coming to Chelsea. United haven't won anything for ages. City are new to the brigade. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you don't get time in this game at this level. It's a results game, and I don't think these owners are understanding it. And I'm putting this on the owners and their naivety in then coming in and thinking that they can implement a model that literally will not work. No matter how much money you throw at it, it ain't going to work. Stop throwing money at this and actually let the professionals in the game, elite professionals, bring them in and let them do their job. And the only way you're going to be successful as owners and keep the fans happy and sports happy is by winning trophies. And winning trophies is what makes the brand bigger. You talk about franchise and all this nonsense. That will make us even bigger. Buying these young players and making money, but you're going to be living on our history. And the longer you live on history, that fades away, mate. You know what I mean? That goes. And then what are you left with? You become an Arsenal, haven't been in Champions League for 8 years.
They used to take the piss out of us, didn't they? Let's have it right, John. They were the biggest team in London, back then. They used to take the piss out of Chelsea, didn't they? We used to sell our best players to Tottenham, for God's sakes. You know, when I say our best, Graham Roberts back in the day, right? And they, Chelsea, yeah, you're only mid-table, you're nothing. We'd won an FA Cup in 1970. Whoopie-doo. And look what we've done. We've dominated English football. Forget about Man United. Forget about Liverpool. Chelsea have been the biggest team. Let's say me being Chelsea, right? This is being factual. 26 years, I think it is. We have been the biggest club. You know, everything we've won. They don't like it. You know, like I said, a brown envelope brigade. They're just like, oh, yeah, Chelsea. No, yeah. Chelsea, forget Roman. We're the best and we're the biggest. And this is why we're here right now. And we're all proper Chelsea. But the fact is, we've gone like that. And now, with what we're seeing, we've spent all this money. And what we're getting is that. And we're going down. Yeah. I'm not going down as such. What I mean by that is we're accepting mediocrity. We're going for a Tottenham. We're going for Chelsea in 1990, 1980. We're accepting it. And the owners are accepting it. And it's all made us infuriated because Roman, as we all know, 10 games ago, well, maybe not 10 games, 5 games ago, yeah, gone, chop. Sorry, son, it's not worked out. Next manager in. Now, the problem we've also got, and I don't know if anyone agrees with me with this, and it's a problem, but a good problem to have, third world problem, we've got a handful of managers that are world-class to replace this guy, who is not even, he's not world-class, is he? He's before
you say that, Stevie, I want to remind everyone in here, and while you're in here, guys, smash that like button, very important, and obviously subscribe to the channel. But I'm going to put this up, as you've mentioned this, right? Now, David Ornstein, the biggest brown envelope, the Ornstein dagger. Let's land the Minerals FC dagger. He says, Potter will be judged in years, not months. He is one of the best managers in the world, David Ornstein. Now, from what you just said, he is not one of the best managers in the world because he ain't won nothing. How can you be one of the best managers in the world? So who are you, out of the managers we're going to bring up, who are you going to bring up firstly? I've got an idea you can bring up. And let's see what we think as a group. Yeah, and you guys in the chat, who are we looking at to, if Potter was sacked, who are we looking to, who deserves
a seat? Do you mind if I put my bit in straight away? I'm going to go for it right out there, right? People have their dislikes about him. Zinedine Zidane. He brings the minerals. He lands the minerals. He's dealt with world class. The geezer's world class. He commands respect. He's done it around Madrid. Okay, he ain't done it at us, but straight away the players are going to up their game straight away. Yeah. This guy is not fucking around. He's proper and he means business. And that's all you need. And he commands respect. All this little, like you say, what you've seen, and if you just check on where some girl called Becky, I only met her tonight. She put a video on of the players coming out of the tunnel. I think it's actually on Chelsea TV. And Aspie gives them a little clap on boys, G's them up, and not one of them acknowledges it.
Yeah, they're not interested. Yeah.
Not
you
interested.
can hear me on that video going up to Chelsea.
Yeah, you in that, John? I watched it twice. I'm looking at the players. Even at Enzo, he's like, fucking hell, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And for me, so sorry to answer the question, John, is Zinedine Zidane.
So that, all right. So out of who? Who's on the menu?
Oh, Hansi Flick.
Yeah,
he's in there. You've got the old Germany manager. What's his face? Lowe. Is it Joachim Lowe? Yeah, he's in there. That for me, I'm talking serious contenders. You know what I mean? Then of course you've got Jose. I'd love Jose in there, but for me, Jose, I don't know if he's become a modern manager, and I mean that respectfully.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a fast-moving game. Can he deal with the kids? Can he? Because Italy's a bit more disciplined. Always has been. The Premier League's a total different ball game where he's got to up his game. Yeah, and then he's got the media criticism. You've got the brown envelopes chucking it at him. Will he crack under the pressure?
I mean, for me,
let me go with Tom.
Well, I think what I'd urge you guys to do, and everybody in the chat, is when have a look at the Premier League table tonight, and look at every manager that manages in the Premier League, right? And then ask yourself whether they are better than Potter, and would we have them above Potter? So you can start at Man City and say, of course, we'd have Pep, we'd have Klopp, yeah? But then you start going down...
He's a bit of a funny fucker in, but yeah, I know what you mean.
You get what I'm saying, but you then go to... They've got Lopetegui. You go to Villa, they've got Unai Emery. I'm not saying these guys are fucking groundbreaking, but they are better than our manager. We are an elite football club. We are an elite
Yeah, I
global.
hate that word, but we're true. We are. We are. You know what I mean? We've made ourselves good. It's the way it's gone.
And if you think about, I don't know, would you rather have Steve Cooper, the Forest manager at Chelsea? I would. I would. So there's probably 15 out of the 20 managers, or the 19 managers, that I'd rather have at my club than
Would you have
the current
Sean
manager.
Dyche? Would you have Shawnee Dyche? Yeah.
Well, I like him, you know, Johnny.
I do, but what I'm saying is, I'd probably have to say.
But he's a geezer, and he says it how it is.
So here's for me, right? Obviously, we're not going to get Tuchel. He's my number one, yeah? Tuchel's my number one, yeah? Number two...
Yeah, Tom, unfortunately.
And you're not going to like me saying this, but you know, I think it would be an absolute massive...
No, he's going to say Pochettino, isn't he?
No, I'm going to say Emma Hayes.
Oh, Emma Hayes.
Yeah,
imagine. Right,
it's a brilliant idea.
Listen to this, right? Watch that video from Emma Hayes where she says, "We are fucking Chelsea. If you went up to that standard, we'll get somebody that is." What I'm saying is, from a PR point of view and from a global
the media fucking love Chelsea. Woman manager, fucking look at the best in class bread.
And I think she would get a tune out of the players. And then my honest choice, probably. And again, and this is the Zidane problem, Stevie, unfortunately.
Yeah, go on, Tom. Yeah, I'm intrigued to hear this.
Zidane don't speak English. That's the problem. And my favourite manager in the world...
Pochettino didn't know, Tom. He didn't speak full English when he went to the Spurs. And they were shit players.
I'm a Simeone man, I am. Okay, he's a bit of a dinosaur. But he would make... Nobody would want to play against Chelsea. Can you imagine, if we had Simeone on our sideline? I reckon we'd win a European Cup with him. I really do. Because
there's a spot of Mourinho in you know, Tom.
Absolutely. He's mental. He's absolutely mental.
That's what I mean. He's more mental than Mourinho.
We're not, what's the name, are we? We're never going to be Arsenal. We're never going to be, let's play the West Ham way and all that bollocks.
Bollocks, man. We're Chelsea. We're bigger than all that.
When we have played at our best, when we had, what did we have? We had strength, we had aggression, we had team spirit. We've never played pretty fancy football, have we? Like Potter does. We've played football that we can win games and we dominate. And that's what I think we need to get a manager in the image to guide these young players. I mean, I think I was looking through the chat and big up to Cuzzy who said Mudrick's confidence is shot.
Fucking,
that Liverpool game, he looked like my heart nearly stopped when he jinked in and just dragged it. But I love the bloke. I think he's the biggest thing, the closest thing I've seen to Gareth Bale on a football pitch.
Yeah,
than anybody.
Attack.
Two games later, he's fucked.
It's like what Chelsea old boy says, we don't press him more. It's like these players don't even press their misses no more. They're gone, they're pressless, man. It's all out, it's gone, it's finished. Right? I haven't seen us press since under Tuchel, let's have it right. Yeah,
that's right.
Shocking. You know, look
What's
at
that?
City and Arsenal, they press, man, and it's not just pressing from the front, it's pressing as a unit.
From the side, the sideline.
Yeah. Now, this is the thing, right? And I'm going to answer what I think where I would go. But before I do that's why Tuchel played the wing-back system, is because in this squad, he knew it was the best way to get the best 80% out of the squad or 70% of the squad can play that
with Jorginho stagnating in the middle. Yeah.
Georgie Silva playing in the back four is better for him because of his age, not because of his quality, just because of his age. When you play in the back four, you've got to come out more, and his legs will go.
And go up,
yeah. So I get all that. Potter's not doing that. He's playing back four.
He don't even know stats, John.
When he does play wing back, we actually look better. Like in the second half against Southampton, he did switch wing back. But who's he putting wing back? Sterling and Mudryk. come on, fuck's sake. What are you doing here? You're killing us. You're using our quality ballers and you're playing Mason Mount as a centre forward, taking off a natural centre forward. Talk about Aubameyang being this guy that, you know, he's in a good place and he wants to play, and he's not even in the squad.
In the stand.
Aside from all that, if I'm looking at gaffers right now, if I'm looking at gaffers right now, I think the ones on the list, the two that are realistic and available, is Pochettino and Luis Enrique. I think Hansi Flick has got to make a decision.
With Germany.
Do I leave Germany and just leave my nations? You know what I mean? Just
not realistic.
Abandon my nation and come to Chelsea now, or do we wait till the end of the season to get Hansi Flick? I don't think we can afford to. So that's why Hansi Flick's a bit of a tricky one. I'm not sure, but he's been at 2 games now, and I don't buy he's looking at Havertz. Then the other manager, Zidane. When you look at Zidane, I think Zidane wants to come to a club that has a team already set up for him to. He's not a transitional manager. He's like, you look at his team at Real Madrid. He's got all the finished article players there. Modric, Kroos, Casemiro midfield is world class. Ronaldo in his prime near enough. Gareth Bale, Benzema, Sergio Ramos. You got Casillas. You got that. Great players, man. Like of like pros. When you look at our team, like Lampard, Ballack, Essien, John Terry, Drogba's all in their prime. Do you know what I mean? That's what it was like there. So I think he needs that. True. I think him coming in with kids, it won't work, and he won't be given the control and say, "Fuck off, I'm Zidane. I'm the only manager in history to win 3 Champions League back to back." So I'm looking at these 2 managers. I think you're looking at Pochettino and Luis Enrique. The thing I don't like about Pochettino is, I'll give you the pros and cons. Yeah. The negative for me is where he's built he's built up at the shites. I don't like that one bit, and he's bottled it.
Yeah, we'll get one over them, though, Johnny. That
will be better for us as supporters. Yeah. I'm going to put a scenario. In fact, everyone in the chat, you better like this. I'm going to put a scenario. And I can see it all day long. But before I do that, I'm going to land this one. Pochettino, yes, he's gone to Spurs, but
fuck all.
He's not won a Premier League title. He was very close, but we stopped it. Obviously, Eden Hazard, legend, go. But this is my thing. I know he's got the experience in the Premier League. All right.
Yeah, it's very important.
And he's very good. He lives in London. His English is good, but he's very good at developing players. Yeah, he's very good at developing players.
The shocking squad there at Tottenham. I know we did with him.
And he rebuilt their team. But he's gone to France. He's bottled it in the Champions League. And he's won a league on. So he's won a title. He's actually won the title in a cup. So I give him that. The only thing I have with Poch is that I just don't. I think he's that stopgap still. I don't think he's
he's not the finisher article.
Yeah, and I don't want to throw all this money at someone that's just
sitting there for 2 years, a year and a half, 18 months.
So I look at this, and I think he's a bit of a yes man. A little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, I see that.
So that's why I think the owners will favour going for him, all right, over Luis Enrique. Now, Luis Enrique, he's got a blueprint of football, tiki-taka. He's translated to Spain, obviously Spanish players, but he's translated it. You look at Barcelona, he's a legend. He's obviously he won the triple there, didn't he? He won the treble, at Barcelona. Out of Barcelona, he's not been fantastic, apart from Spain, from what I've seen the performances. Now, with Luis Enrique, I think he brings a brand we all crave. And I think if he's given the tools, and this is all down to the ownership, we could have something special with Luis Enrique because he's got experience at the highest level in the big game moments, the big game.
He's a professional as well. He's worked with the best.
Yeah. And Pochettino, I feel I'm a little bit skeptical, but let's say they're the two, because I don't see Jose coming back. Jose won't stand for this yes man shit. He'll say fuck off.
Nah, he won't have it. He didn't have it with Roman, did he?
Nah. So
look at what Roman got rid of him in because of it.
If Pochettino, if I can see this now, if they sack Potter tomorrow or this week, and they bring in Pochettino's first fucking game for Chelsea will be away at Spurs. Now, it's almost like it's destined to be that in a way, but I personally would go Luis Enrique. I think he's the closest you get to like that Ten Hag vibe, that kind of That someone who knows what they're doing, don't fuck around. But I do like what Tom says about Emma Hayes, and I think that is a marketing monster. I think, but does she just abandon everything she's built? I don't think she does right now.
Yeah, well, we all know what the brown. Sorry, Johnny. Talking about brown envelopes. Fuck me, Chelsea would be the king of the brown envelopes. Wouldn't we? Sky would be on Sky every fucking day. You know, and no disrespect to any of the women followers on here, but she's a woman, obviously. And Chelsea promoting a woman to be the first team men's manager. Can you imagine? Fuck me, we'd be like all over the world, wouldn't we? Let's not beat around the bush. And let's respect to Emma. She's all.
I'm not saying it as a token gesture. It comes across as like that one. It does come across like if anybody mentions it, but I honestly think
she's got credibility.
That them young lads. I mean, there is a sentiment to say that maybe a Jose wouldn't work with the young lads we've got. They don't press.
I don't know. I think he's come on. You know, Tom.
Maybe
I think it's more. He's old and setting his ways. That's my problem with him.
You know what I mean? I think that she would get respect from the squad. And
I do.
I like what she's doing in terms of.
I do think that, but then again, I look at Emma. If she's gonna come into the men's game, I think it will be with Chelsea. I just don't know. I don't see Emma as that. Yes, sir. 3 bags full, and I think that's what they want at the men's team. In the women's team, it's different. It's a game evolving and building, developing.
It's still developing.
It's still developing. But you come to the men's game, it's a whole different animal. And I just think that if you got to see it from the player's perspective, yeah. The player's perspective is this: they've had Tuchel, no nonsense, won trophies. They believe in him. Fucking landed the minerals, yeah? Absolute general, all right, proper Chelsea. I call him proper Chelsea because he fucking well is. What he done for our club, no other gaffer's done the sanctions and all that and dealt with all the issues as well on top of that. My thing is this with Tuchel is he's in that dressing room and these players are tails up, fucking, yes, sir, 3 bags full, so we'll do what you want, gaffer, all right? And he got that and he earned that respect because he delivered instantly, though, when he landed Cobham. He instantly showed a pattern of play, a brand of football, adapting it to his squad because he's actually not a wing back, 3 at the back system manager. What he is a 4-2-2-2, which adapts within the game to maybe wing back or back 4, back 3. That's how he plays. He couldn't do that with these players, and he knew that. That's how elite he was. But then you bring in Graham Potter and all these players that have won what they've won with Tuchel. They've experienced firsthand. They've gone through it as well, guys. The whole sanctions, the season, and everything. They still won 2 trophies, got top 4. And you've got this Graham Potter in here going, keep working hard, guys. It's going to get better, guys. The boys gave everything, clap you every, you know. And it's like, they're going to look at it and go, what the fuck is this? What's this? How am I sitting?
Where's the whistle on the training ground? Yeah.
So who's your manager? You said Zidane, and what are you saying, Tom? Emma Hayes.
Yeah.
You're going Emma Hayes straight up, number 1. No fucking around, straight in.
No, my number 1 in reality is probably Simeone. But a lot of people wouldn't like him, and they say he's a dinosaur and all of this and all that. But the bloke is a winner. He is a winner. He has wrestled that title twice. Off Real Madrid, Barcelona under, and people say he plays anti-football and all of that, but
he's a Mourinho, isn't he? He's a young Mourinho, in my opinion.
Forget fucking Felix, then he's out the door straight away.
He don't get on with him, does he?
The thing is, Simeone, I know what you mean, but if I'm going that route, I'd rather have Jose over him. At least Jose's got the fucking, you know what I mean? Simeone, I can't, man. He's anti-football, the geezer. Anti-football, man. Yeah,
but when you go away to Anfield or you go away to Arsenal and you want to pick up 3 points, and you're gonna take Graham Potter with you playing this bloody brand of football, or you're gonna take, or you're gonna have
Leeds. He'll go Leeds.
Leeds. Well, right, let me chuck a spanner in the works. What about we go and get Ancelotti back? I would love him back.
Oh, he's class.
I know he's going backwards, but is he going backwards? With Mourinho, we won a league title, we came back. You know, and that's Mourinho's prickly.
They want their own guy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I think
Yeah, I get that. I totally, Johnny. Sorry, I totally know what you're saying. They don't want anything to do with Rome. Medical team gone.
Yeah, look at the injuries we had after that.
Wow, embarrassing. Never been known, has it? Never been known.
I mean, how many seasons we've gone through in this whole 25-year period where we've had 12 fucking injuries all at the same time with all big players? Never. Yeah, I'm worried about that.
So it'd be strange that.
So I also think that what this debate shows is that there isn't a lot of top class managers knocking about who can take this.
Not
we fucking had him. We had Tuchel. He was that guy, man. He was it. That's why I went all these envelopes. I went at all Rory Jennings and all these fucking other YouTube. I went at everyone. Full guns because this guy, this gaffer, I'm telling you now, we ain't gonna get a gaffer like him. Right, and I
tell you something, Johnny. The best story I can tell you guys is that I went to the Champions League final in Porto. I was one of the 5,000 privileged fans who went. Yeah, it was COVID, all that shit. It took my lad. I went up. It took me 26 hours. It was 28-hour day, if that's possible. I went for. I got the train from Nottingham to Gatwick. I went, and I swear to God, I have never seen a connection between players, fans and the coaching staff as I saw that for that night. The fans and the connection with the players and the management team willed us to win that Champions League. The fans were unbelievable. I've never seen the fans talk about the 12th man. I've never seen anything like that in all my life. And he made that. Tuchel brought that to the team. He brought that to the club.
Let's talk about, Tom, sorry to interrupt, Tom. What about what happened in the end? What's your opinion, mate? Because I've got mine. What's yours with Tuchel in the end?
I think there's things behind the scenes that have gone off, a relationship breakdown, where it's not a football decision to get rid of him. Because look at Klopp, right? He's had a bad run of form, and they're not sacking him. And he's starting to come out of it now, even to a lesser degree. Brendan Rodgers has had a shit season. He's had no signings, but he's a top-class manager. He's starting to turn it around. I know they got beat today, but they played well. What I'm saying is, it wasn't a football decision. No doubt, we had a bad run with Tuchel. Yeah, I used to watch last season, right, and used to think, fucking hell, that was a bit of a boring half. We only dominated possession 65%, and we're winning 1-0, or we were drawing 0-0. You know, yesterday, actually, Southampton dominated us. They outplayed us.
Yeah, and that's what worries me.
It wasn't like it was a smash and grab.
No, we get a long ball and he's headed it in, game over. It was
they played Hassan Hüttl's football because the guy that was in charge of them, he was from his camp, and I could see that type brand of football, and you could see the players were comfortable. You see how the players were comfortable playing that football. That guy had landed more minerals on the touchline than Potter has since he's walked through the door at Chelsea.
Yeah,
and I'm not even exaggerating. You saw it, Tom. This guy was screaming his head off, mate. He was pumped. He had the bench.
I'm not saying under Tuchel in the back end of last year or start of this season it was perfect, but we dominated football matches at the Bridge.
Yeah,
we had a high line. Well, our problem was we kind of got found out a bit. Teams camped low, and we struggled to break them down. Now we've regressed to a position whereby teams are coming to the Bridge and dominating us. And that's selling Jorginho's not helped. And I know he's not he's not overly,
No, Tom, we had to move it. My opinion is we had to move him on. Chelsea are too stagnant, especially with Tuchel gone.
What I'm saying is, though, we've lost all that experience in our... think about what we had. We had Jorginho, we had Rudiger. We had all these players who were there last season. And now...
They let us down, though. Yeah, Rudiger, what a cop-out. And Christian, no respect for them anymore.
No, you've got £100 million player, the British transfer record, 21-year-old kid, playing on his own in the middle, and every
Yeah.
week he's played.
Doesn't know the club,
Every
three
week
games.
he's played for Chelsea. He's had a different centre half, another centre midfielder play
Partner.
with him. And
Do you know what? When you say that, under Tuchel, the best game we played under Tuchel this season was Spurs at home, where we got robbed. All right, and
Yeah.
it wasn't just about the game. We dominated them, and they were in decent form. We dominated them hands down. We should have had. They should have had a man sent off with Kai, last man, because that was towards Matthew Ardinstan. Yeah. And they didn't give it. And then from that instant moment, they get the possession, and then they go and score the equaliser. And then the Cucurella hairpull, 2 decisions that literally we conceded 2 goals, and we should have won that game 2-3-0. But we had Kante, Kovacic. That game, I haven't seen us play like that ever since, even under Potter. All right. And it's not only that, it's when you lost Kante and you lost Kovacic, it killed us. Right.
Yeah.
And we lost James, Chilwell, all that. But the thing is, under Potter, granted, I could tell you the two games where I thought we were fantastic was AC Milan home and San Siro, AC Milan away. Apart from those 2 games, I haven't seen fuck all. Nothing.
Yeah.
And I think the AC Milan away game, I went to the San Siro, it was unreal. It was unbelievable to go there and watch us dominate, right? But we were so lucky in that game with the sending off and all of that. And Mount played brilliant. He brought him off in the first half because he got the yellow card. And then in the second half, I really liked the way we played. We kept the ball away from him, but we got lucky. So if you think about the only game we have played well in with Graham Potter as our manager, really, is AC Milan at home.
You know what? I'm going to stick this in there, boys. Right, and I know we're on Potter's back here. There's been a lot of change, but it's all for me. It's been positive change. Surely, you're giving him better players. You're giving him better facility. Well,
are they better players?
And
are they?
Let them know that.
Yeah.
Are they better players? I mean, for me, out of the whole transfer market, Enzo and Felix. Felix is on loan, for fuck's sake. So Felix for me and Enzo are these are proper signings. They're proper signings. I think Sterling was never the answer, but he's a good add to the squad.
Yeah, he's a good squad player, isn't he? You know, in the longevity.
And then Mudryk is just potential for me.
Yeah.
So, but he's the best out of the potential. And then the rest, I don't know. Badiashile looks good and all this, but
we'll see.
We'll see. It's the 2 players that stand out is Enzo and Felix, and one of them's not a good player.
And I think the other thing is, and this is no disrespect to that Nonny guy, right? Is we signed him. It was all a bit quiet, wasn't it? We were signing that many players that we just.
I didn't know he was. I'm not going to lie.
We spent 30 million quid on a player, and then honestly, you look at him, and it's Callum Hudson-Odoi. We've got some on 180 grand a week out of Leverkusen, and
I think Callum's
exactly.
Better, Tom.
I do. Callum, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
Technically, Callum is the way he looks with the ball is so much more beautiful to watch than it is Nonny. And I think Callum's got a lethal righty, man. Lethal righty.
And we were all there, weren't we? In the last 5 years of Callum at Hudson-Odoi being Academy Player of the Year. He's proper Chelsea, this guy is. Do you know what I mean? He talk about the injuries. And also, let's not forget last season, I was there. He put the cross in the Club World Cup final for that donkey to header it in. He got the assist. He played in the Super Cup. Do you know what I mean? So we've got a guy on 180 grand a week out at some club wrecking his career, right? And then we've brought in somebody.
Talk about this fella, yeah.
Yeah. So
in the mud, mate. In the mud.
Yeah. What do you call him, Johnny?
Cement booted fraud, mate.
Cement booted.
Lamppost, isn't he?
Don't even talk about him. Let's not even go there with him, Johnny.
He fucked this, and I blame him, man. He fucked it all up for Tuchel, man. He fucked it, man. That was the catalyst to this shit show.
Yeah, you got Benzema. You got Benzema, and we go and get muddy boots, cement boots.
Man, and this geezer's sitting there like that. We're disgracing us,
Moody.
man.
Talk
What a
about
joke,
body
man.
language.
Yeah.
Talk about body
I
language.
don't give a-
Yeah, man. Look at this crap, man. He's disrespecting us with the Chelsea shirt.
1 minute.
Yeah,
I'll try and copy. I'll try and copy it 1 minute. 1 minute. What? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So, guys, sorry, carry on, man. We got let go, but we got drifted there. I don't want to go back into the woods with that fella. Let's leave him where he belongs.
Easy the woods.
You better not come back. If Bowley brings him back, I'm fucking.
Yeah,
mate.
I think he would, you know, though, Johnny.
Yeah,
I just really do. I don't know why. I mean, it'd be the worst mistake ever meant. Chelsea's atmosphere will be awful, and when he steps in that ground, it'll be like, "What's just happened?" You know what I mean? I want to get
to the ground and where I want to go with it. But before we do that, finish up, Tom, what you were saying about, because obviously we got, you know, all the young, we got proper Chelsea, and you look at the size. Look, this is the thing, right? What you're basically saying, Tom, and what I think you're going to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, yeah. But you're basically going to say, hold on a minute, we got the fucking best academy in the world at the minute, the talent we bring through, and we're buying all these young players, right? That probably are they as good as our academy boys? Some of them, do you know what I mean? Really, maybe Mudryk looks a special.
I get the Mudryk one.
Yeah,
and it could end up falling on it, but I'm pretty certain this guy could be the real deal. Do you know what I mean? But you're buying this nonny guy who, and then you're playing him every game that you can, and you think the other thing is as well, right? For me, an example yesterday, Mudryk. You've turned like some top talent. He's shot his confidence, and what we should be doing is integrating these players into the team gradually. Yeah, you've got Sterling on the bench, right? Who is a top quality player. Yeah, proven. He's on 300 grand a week. He's played. He's won the title countless times, right? He starts. Your job's on the line here, or most managers' job. He starts, and then you bring this guy in for the last half an hour and let him build his confidence.
To lead by example, to play on.
Yeah.
You don't. Mount's the same. And also, what we are very fortunate about at Chelsea, right? We've got a lot of 24-year-old players, 24, 25, 23, and I put Havertz, I put Mount in that category.
Yeah.
They have got something unique that not many 23 and 4-year-old players have got, which is they've won the Champions League. They've done it. They've done the fucking, they've landed the minerals, right? And
Sorry, Tom, to joke.
I just think that
he got his bonus from the Champions League, and he's large in it, mate.
These guys have got the experience beyond their time, because of what they've been through. We should be utilising those players now. We've got a young squad. We should not be playing Nonny in front of Mount. We shouldn't be playing Fofana in front of
Ziyech was the last straw. That was the last straw.
We shouldn't be playing this Fofana ahead of Ziyech. So I'm not saying that they shouldn't allow these players to be integrated into the squad in time and bring them through, but we should be playing our best players in the right positions and then bringing the new guys in to integrate. That's my view.
Let's land the minerals then, shall we? So when you talk about Kai, Mace, players like that, Reece James, all right, Trev Barati,
by Potter.
When I talk about these players, all right, these are the young, the new generation players. These are the players that haven't hit their prime and they've already delivered. All right.
Yeah.
These guys have delivered at not only just at our football club, they delivered on the biggest stage in club
European stage football. Right?
Yeah. And listen, let's have it right. Minerals Mount, the only English player, let alone only Chelsea player, only English player as well, to score and or assist in quarterfinal, semi-final, final Champions League and go and win it. And you've got Messi's, Neymar's, Ronaldo, Vinicius Junior, big players, man. You know, the world class players. Mount's the only one to do that in history. Lamps ain't done it, and you think, how has Lamps not done it?
He's back because he's having a blip. He's having a little blip. He's had the fucking world and shoulders for the last 4 years, and he's still a baby.
What it is, Stevie, though? This is not. They talk about form, all right, and this goes up. What everyone's saying on the timeline, yeah, all right. They're going, at this point, I don't even blame Mount. I don't even blame Havertz. This is on Potter. You fucking wrong-uns. I've been saying it ever since this guy's come in. The reason they are struggling with form, it's not even form, mate. It's the fact that you're not playing them how they should be played. Yeah. You're not utilising them.
I don't think he's talking to them, Johnny. I don't think he's talking to them as well. Forget about like what you're saying, statistics and where he should be positional wise. I don't even think he's giving them an arm around the shoulder. Look, mate, what can you do for me? Nothing.
Fuck off.
Yeah, and look at their faces. They're fuming because they haven't even had a little right, son. This is what I want you to do. Yeah.
I'll be real with you. This is where I'm going to land the minerals. I think he's lost. I think he's lost all the players that played in the Champions League under Tuchel. I think he's lost every single one of them. First thing. The second thing is he's making them look so bad, right? Because of the way he's playing them, that they're getting shit. And on top of that, we got a double, triple whammy here. That Bowley, Egbali, they don't want to pay the money, all right, for these players on contracts. Kai's only got 2 years left. He needs a new contract. And Mason needs a contract. He's only got 18, 17 months left, all right? Now, they don't want to sign these contracts because they're probably shit, and they don't want to bound themselves for 7 years. If you're leaving me with Graham Potter, what am I going to win? And all these kids coming in, they're looking at the state of the club. Let's have it right. They're not stupid, these players. They know. It's not a case of they don't love our club. It's about, I'm a footballer and I've only got 8 years at the top, right? Roughly, to win it all. Now they want to be at this club. I don't doubt that. But what you got to draw the line somewhere and say, if I do sign a 7-year contract at Chelsea, and the way we're looking right now, the way they see it more than we do behind the scenes, so they're probably going, "Oh fuck this!" Like I've got suitors everywhere. You know, Kai will get picked by Bayern, fucking Real. He'll go somewhere like that.
Not even go Real Madrid.
Anyone. Yeah, man. So this is my point: is I think the owners are putting pressure on Potter.
Yeah, to push that deal.
To push that deal and also push him out. I think the owners are pushing these players out. And I'm scared. I'm worried because
what are you saying, Johnny? Because they're from Roman's era.
A bit of
Do you know what I mean?
A bit of both.
But there's a bit of that Abramovich, they're Abramovich players.
Yeah.
Because let's have it right. What you're saying makes a lot of sense. Medical team, Roman's era, chopped.
Yeah.
Marina Gravitova, chopped. Yeah. Bruce Buck, chopped. Okay, we know as Chelsea fans, Tom, yourself, me, and all the Chelsea listening, that they needed to go anyway because they weren't the right people. I mean, they're signing Bakayokos and all that, you know, and 50 million checks here and there and left, right, and make it a show.
But on that, Stevie, you never get it right. This is the thing, right? You buy all these players. I'll let you finish, sorry, Geese, but I just want to land.
No.
You, if you look at our reign, where we've been the most successful, you can't. We all agree. None of these players, not all of these players, have hit the ground running and worked at Chelsea. It doesn't work like that. You see, there's a massive element of risk when you make signings. So, what are these owners saying? What are you telling me, Bowley, Egbali? You're going to go and buy all these young players, and they're all going to work? It doesn't work like that. You know, you might only get Mudryk out of all these players that works, and the rest you're left there on 7-year deals, going, "Oh fuck, what are we going to do now? Let's put the cavalry in." You know what I mean? No, it don't work like that, mate. These lot they're on their wages, and no one's going to pay the wages you're giving them, and we're stuck with them. I'm concerned in that sense. So it's like you can't. If you go through all these players that you get rid of the Roman players, we're left with what are we left with? What are we left with?
It'll be a sad day, won't it? If Mount and Havertz leave this club, it's a sad indictment on Chelsea.
It will, Tom. It will. But you got to go back, boys, here, without sounding like an old man, back to the days like Graham Stewart. You know, he was fantastic. Graham Lasso. You know, they were doing fantastic. We let them go, and we survived. We can survive it. It's just like you say. Okay, they never experienced what this boys have experienced. Mason Mount, Champions League. As we know, Johnny highly rates him. I highly rate him. The guy's statistics speak just mountains. Like you say, if you called him Johan, it'd be like going for the Golden Globe. What's it called? The Golden Ball. What's it called? The ball. Yeah, the Ballon d'Or. Wouldn't it? You go back 2 years, he's Ballon d'Or winner.
No, but with Mace, with Kai as well, he's a special player. He's general.
He's got a touch.
Yeah.
But
he's silky. He's class. Rolls Royce. Mace is different with Mace because Mace is he's
an all round the shoulder type.
He's literally DNA of our football club. Like you need. Look, what I'm trying to explain is you need a player like him in your team.
You do, mate.
You don't want to play against him. Trust me, you don't want to play against him. Anyone who takes Minerals Man, a Man United, a Liverpool, a Man City, a Real, they are gonna fucking listen. This player, he's people don't understand what he is, and that's cool. I get it. I know you don't like the ones that get it, and the ones that don't never will. It's just the way it is, or they'll watch him at another club and go. Fuck.
Well, I think it's because he's English that we love him. It's nothing to do with that. It's the fact that he's just a quality footballer.
It's the whole package.
Well, the other thing,
high shirt sales,
thing is
marketable, baller, face at Chelsea, should be the captain. You know,
quality player.
Well, I'll tell you a story about Mount, right?
Tom.
I've had it twice now. I went to Dortmund in the week, and I also went to Madrid last April. And my lad likes to go to the hotel the players are staying at, and we wait outside the hotel.
Yeah.
Wait for hours for him to come out, and there's all the other fans there, and most of them are Chelsea fans from the country where you are. So in Dortmund, there was all these young girls waiting, hundreds of them waiting, right? And in Spain, the same, yeah? All got shirts. You know who's on the back of the shirts? All these foreign young girls. Mounts on every single one of them, yeah? They're absolutely... You go buy... You know, if you go and buy a can of pop, a can of Pepsi in Germany, do you know who's on the tin?
Minerals Man.
The Minerals Mason Man. Who's the number one shirt seller? So I know that's not football, right? But for what you're going to lose,
representation, Tom. It's right. It's representation of Chelsea. You're right.
And we're talking about these guys are pop stars in their own right nowadays, and
he's still only 24, Tom. 24.
Callum Hudson-Odoi is on 180 grand a week, right? I think Mount would take 200k a week. I don't know, but it's to me it's in and around that figure. It's in and around that figure, isn't it? Right?
It's got to be.
And
well, I don't know with these agents. Let's. I know stupid numbers. We're talking what 250? Is that astronomical in today's thing?
Not really. No, it's not.
Not really.
Are we knocking up for another 3 years, another 4-year contract, something like that, which doesn't tie him in for his whole career. It doesn't tie us in if it doesn't work out. But for us to lose Mount on the pitch and off the pitch is at football suicide
it's
and
tragic,
commercial suicide.
It's a disaster. Yeah.
It is because people are basing his form on the last, since Pottergate here at the end of Tuchel. Listen, the guy's 24. He's had the world on his shoulders. He's led the club when he shouldn't have led the club. He's won a Champions League when he shouldn't have won a Champions League. And now he's having a bit of a dip in form. Get off his back, man.
Guys, we talk about form, but what about the rest of the players' form?
Yeah.
No one's, apart from Silva, and Silva's not, he's been the best out of everyone. But I'm saying, when you look at the whole team, how the team plays, they're not playing through Mount. They're not playing through the players they should be playing. They're not even playing Kylie's right position. So that's going to affect their form. But when you look at Minerals Mount under an elite manager and you've played him on the left forward, right forward, 6, 10, 8, he's played all these positions. He filled in false 9. The geezer's got 30 GA in a season, all right? Outdone every single attacker in that team. that squad. Every player, right? There is no player that can do that. Fuck, just at Chelsea. I'm talking in the whole of fucking Europe, right? So when I
he
when I
scored
look
big
at
goals as well, hasn't he? He scored big goals. That Wolves free kick. Let's not forget
Let's
that.
have it right, Tom.
We weren't going to the Champions League that day without that free kick.
Right, you know that game. Do you know how nervous we were in that game?
Absolutely. I know I was there. I wasn't there. I was at home shitting it. It was COVID.
But you could tell the players were anxious, mate. Like there was nerves. Yeah. And he scored that worldy free kick and he got the assist to Giroud for the second goal to kill the game. We qualified for Champions League for us to go in it. And then he goes and wins it with Tuchel and everyone else, you know, the players, Kante, outstanding and all that. We'll go into that. But Reece was, you know, we know. But what I'm saying is like this player is do you know what it is for Mount? The way I look at it, it's not the money. It's not the money.
It's the leadership.
I think he wants to be captain, but at the same time, I think it's about the length of the contract that he don't like. He doesn't.
Well, you want saying, Johnny, they're putting a 7 on him, and he wants a 4.
I think he wants a 4 or a 5, and I think 7's just fucking. And maybe the money is too low, but you can negotiate that. But on a 7-8 year contract, it's too risky.
It's a long time. It is, and people who don't know football, they're like, "Oh, greedy bastard," this, that, and they're like, "No. You go and commit 7 years of your life." And we know he loves Chelsea. It's unquestionable, but 7 years for anybody is a ridiculous amount of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you not think?
It's too long. It's too long. He's 24, that's 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. That's his
one move left if Chelsea don't want him anymore or whatever. You know, youth comes through. Yeah.
I just think that the narrative put out by the media and Bowley is it's all about the money, and I think people need to. I'm telling you on my platform, that's not the right narrative.
Yeah.
This kid's not there to bloodsuck Chelsea. Yeah.
No way.
He loves Chelsea. But if you've got players that haven't done what he's done at your football club, and he's been our player season back to back, he's been at 3 years,
and he's under 24,
best player, right? Under 24 years old, and you got players like Koulibaly on 290, Sterling on 320. You've had Timo Werner on 270.
We love him. He's on 300k. Sounds stupid.
Yeah, man. Lukaku 400, and you're going.
Lukaku still plays for him.
And you said Cho on 120?
180.
We'll give you 120,
180. So he's looking at Cho going, fucking hell, he's on 180. So I don't blame him. This is what should be pushed out. But I think this board are fucking dangerous. And I want to move on to that. Before I move on to the ownership, all right, because I want to get into the real fucking, I ain't fucking around.
One minerals, son. Come on.
I say that,
I need your minerals.
I'm going to bring up Super Minerals from Dominic. He says, honestly, Johnny, I don't think we have any system to play with Graham to see the best out of any player. The players look clueless without any direction. You're not wrong. Absolutely right. And we all agree with that. We can all see that as supporters. We know, we've seen it firsthand. Even under Frank, we had identity, right? We had a style of play under Frank, and he's got 1 year experience. And let's have it real, and right, is that Frank Lampard gets all the disrespect. He got us top 4 with a transfer by Eden Hazard, some injuries.
And he wasn't experienced enough.
And he brought through Cobham and the players that are a foundation of our Champions League, and later foundation. Tuchel said that. And then Tuchel comes in off his helicopter and you see the instant impact and identity of the football. We've had Potter in for 5 months and we've seen absolutely now. So you're not wrong, fella. You're not wrong. Big up to Harry in here. Landsuit says new fans don't realise Mount has credit in the bank by the boatload, but they've come to support us for Bowley and his money. Now, there's an element of that, all right, where you might have new supporters coming for all the glory and the banter about spending money, but at the same time, there are some fans that go to games that I know of. There are platforms out there, there are brand envelopes out there, narratives that push this whole thing of, oh, we only give you a contract based on the now. So if that's the case, when you go and buy Sterling, do you just look at his form for City in the last 5-6 months, or do you look at his track record for the last 5 years of winning Premier League titles back to back and being the third highest goal scorer for Pep Guardiola under Messi and Aguero. Yeah, you look at your CV and track record. So that applies to Mount. Credit in the bank, he's got plenty of it, like you said. And I think people push that narrative too much. And you need to understand that the way that the team plays and the way we are playing, the fact that we've had almost 70 changes since he's come in, and there's no consistency, there's no core, it affects your big players like Mount. It doesn't matter how good you are. Put Eden Hazard in that team, and he's fucking struggling and starving of GA. It's as simple as that. Yeah, if you want to go that way. But yeah, big up to Ari for that, for landing the soup minerals there. Guys, make sure you're smashing that like button, 300 of you, whatever in here. Make sure you subscribe and all that jazz, and keep landing your minerals in the comments. Where I want to move this now is, like I say, I don't blame Potter solely, right? And I know what Potter's got to do. He's got to stand his ground now if he wants any chance of winning us over. And I mean stand his ground with the owners, all right? Because I think there's an element of, I want him to play. Mudryk, for example, the reason I say this, Mudryk against Fulham, he played him, started him. The owners were there, all right? In fact, he started every game except this one yesterday. And the kid wasn't ready. He had a cold, and he shouldn't have played. All right, he came on a little cameo at Liverpool, which is how you should bed these players in, because they've just come. He's not played since November, all right, since coming to us in his league, so he's not even match fit. But I think there's an element of, he's 100 million, 90 odd million player. We want to see him on the pitch, right? First thing, I think there is an element of that going on. I think there's an element of, they know they fucked up, and they don't want to dent their ego and pride. And we're suffering as a club because of it. And that is the most concerning thing for me. But my thing is this, and when I talk about minerals, yesterday I had a journo behind me, and all these journos have been briefed. And I'm going to tell you what they've been briefed. Yeah. The narrative. Yeah. The brief is this, and it's very simple. Where's he gone? It's very simple. What he's done, he's gone out and told me what the brief is, and that is exactly this. They want to go out in the market. They want to go out in the market. This is the brief, Steve. They want to go out in the market, and they want to buy a certain number of young players of high potential from different continents. And they see that as the way to make them globally bigger.
International global club.
International global club. Now, right, I said to him, that is delusion, number one. Number two, track record, football heritage tells you, all right, when you look at Man United, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Man City now, Chelsea, all right, when you win titles, when you're competing at the highest level, elite level, you don't just have young fucking kids. You have a mixture of experienced, international proven players, a core, a backbone, and then you filter that, use the youth academy. So, for example, players like Mudryk, players like Noni, players like Santos, Badashile, Roman's buying them in to loan them out and develop them. Let's have it right. He ain't bringing them in to play them in the first team. That's the alarming thing with Potter, is that he's doing that, which makes me think you're a yes man. Yeah. Then this is the point I'm making. I said to the geezer, the brand, I said that you need to stop writing that shit, because that shit ain't gonna work. We ain't gonna win nothing for 8 years. If that's the case, if that's the process we're seeing, that you're buying 23-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and you're trying to sell Mason Mount and Kai Havertz and 24-year-olds, and you're bringing in other ones to replace them, you're fucking mad.
Yeah.
So this is my thing. I've been enlightened by it. I'm aware of it. We have to draw a line here. We have to let the owners know this can't be the way to go.
Do you know the problem I've got, right, Johnny?
We'll be finished.
Yeah. The problem I've got is, Johnny, is he's got to remember, these guys, no disrespect to them, I'm sure they've done their due course and that, is they don't know anything about Premier League. Let's have it right. What do they know about Premier League? Who have they got who knows anything about Premier League? The sporting director from Germany. Yeah, I believe he's a respected bloke. What does he know about the Premier League? What does Potter know about elite Premier League? Nothing. Who is left in charge in the Chelsea board? I mean, I personally wouldn't want Mourinho. I wouldn't want Buck there. So, it sounds a bit. What's the word? It sounds like I'm saying something, but I'm not. We needed other people who knew about the Premier League, and he's completely wiped the slate clean. And like you said, and what's there, he's bombing them out. I don't understand where we're going. What I'm trying to say is that it's like a new era of Chelsea, but it's not a new era where we're going forward. It's like a new era. You know what I mean? There's no direction, and I'm worried.
A new model, not been proven here because it won't work.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, what do we want to achieve here? We've been spoilt with Roman, no doubt about it. We've been spoilt. The geezer was a winner, out and out, the best. He got the best in. He didn't stand for any nonsense. The media got told. The brown envelopes got told, didn't they? Let's have it right. They got told. And the difference we're seeing, and this is why we're all a bit sort of not confused is the wrong word. We're all a little bit bamboozled. Is that we're accepting it? We're accepting a mediocrity.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Where my point is this, because I see us now, Chelsea Football Club. When I said on behind Potter and James was there, and I said this is not Chelsea. All right,
it's not.
I see what we're going to have for the next 5-6 years, maybe under their entire reign. All right, at the Dodgers, what they own. At the Dodgers, what they own, it took them 7 years to win a title after all the money.
I believe so. Yeah,
that's an alarming fucking stat. All right.
Yeah.
Now, this is the thing. I feel like we're on the edge of this cliff. Yeah. And it's like
we're going over it.
Egg Barley have got the opportunity right now to step back and go, do you know what? We've got to
this ain't fucking basketball, whatever it is, baseball.
Yeah. This is the way it should be, right? This is the way it should be.
Quick. Yeah.
Otherwise, we continue with Potter, or we get another manager and it's the same old model. And I mean a manager like someone who's going to be a bit of a yes man, and it's not elite. Give me what I want.
What, Gareth Southgate?
We're jumping off a cliff, is what I'm saying, and it's like we're just like going, we're going to live on all our history, but we're going to jump off now, and the supporters need to make like they booed at the ground. Yeah, they booed.
Yeah, sad though, because that's not Chelsea, is it?
No.
So Tom agrees with you, Johnny. I've never heard Chelsea boo. Have you, Tom? Not to that extent.
Rarely. No. Well, and even
not like that. Even under for Benitez, that was out of hate of Liverpool. This is just not hate. That's the wrong word. This is just out of so much disapprovance of the guy and his behaviours. And
even at Fulham away, which was a disaster of a result.
Yeah, I believe so. I nearly went to that one.
They didn't slag the manager off.
Yeah, we kept on
Tuchel's name. Yeah, they sang Tuchel's name, they sang Roman's name, but they didn't boo or get rid of Potter or Bowley out. So there's an element of class still about it. We're not happy, but we're going to keep our. We're not shitting on our own doorstep.
This is a start, though. It's a start.
Tottenham away when we get beat on Sunday, which I think we're all expecting. We probably
no, it will happen. Unfortunately, I'm not being defeated. I think Conte will set them up to do us. I'm being realistic. I know Johnny takes that on the minerals. I think Tottenham will do us. Sorry to say that. I might get a lot of hate from him. That's the way it goes. I think Conte is not going to piss around. He'll send a message.
And then I think also it'd be interesting to see what happens.
You shouldn't go to that. You shouldn't go to that. Listen, you've won 8 games in 24, I think it is, or 25. You're literally above Glenn Hoddle, and I'm coming at Glenn Hoddle because he's just like a legend in itself, like the player he was.
For the era and who we had.
The era and all that. But what I'm saying is he's at the bottom of the list pretty much. He's worse than AVB, which for me was the worst.
Some doing.
And it's clearly he's lost the players in dressing room. I think even the young players ain't even playing for him now. Enzo,
you can see your video. Bruce Jones plays. I'll never forget that.
Shocking yesterday, man.
To take it to right back to yesterday. Enzo, after like 60 minutes, I just
He
thought
looked a little bit.
he was like,
What the
fuck
fuck?
it. I'm playing wherever I want to play. He was
Yeah, I've seen that.
he was attacking, wasn't he? He was out of position
Yeah.
loads because
He's trying to do something.
He's trying to do something, and he was credit to him. But if he's got a proper leader there, he's saying, stick in your position. We've got more chance of winning by, when I help out coach football and whatnot. And when you see a kid trying to do too much, you have to pull them back and say, look, you will achieve more if you stick to what I'm asking you to do, sunshine. Not not chase the game. And fairness, you have a look at Sterling's header yesterday. Right, Sterling hit the header, didn't he? And it came back to him, and Enzo was right behind Sterling, right behind him, and Sterling should have left it for him to slot it in, and he didn't. You didn't see him. But
Tom, did you clock this? I don't know if you clocked it. I clocked this, right? So when Asby was down, there was that period. All right. Sterling has spoke to Potter. All right.
I've seen him standing in front of him, Jolly, drinking the water.
He was drinking the water, right? That moment, that was the moment. And after that, he was on his own drinking water. He was shaking his head like, I saw him shake his head like what? Like, he didn't do an expression as such, but you could tell that was what he was thinking.
Yeah, the body language was of discontent. Yeah.
You know why that was?
Go on, mate.
Because he played in wing back.
Yeah.
And he was going, why are you playing me wing back?
I'm not. No disrespect to Sterling. He's a top class player. He's not built that way. He's never played wing back. He's a front forward playing player. He's got the minerals to unlock things.
You play him in the front three, don't you? Of a back four.
Man. He's a poacher. He's a
poacher because he hasn't. No disrespect to him. He hasn't got that talent for that 10 yards drop back. He just hasn't got it. Pep Guardiola knew that. Guardiola knew that.
Yeah, he knew that, but this is my thing. That's why I put out that video with Cucurella saying back your players. I'm not saying Cucurella is a great, wonderful player. But what I'm saying is he's clearly happening to too many players, and therefore I'm not blaming the players. Yeah, it's because of what's going on behind the scenes, and it's more. What I'm trying to say is, let's land the middles. It's more than just Potter. It's what Potter's saying.
Yeah,
I'm not the problem. The problem is the ownership. And until people wake up to that, it might be too late, where we as supporters have got an opportunity at a moment in time to get it right for them, to let them know we ain't fucking accepting this shit. And I don't mean accepting young players coming in and fucking
what their idea is.
Shit and this whole this mediocrity is accepting this model you got cooking ain't the right way, and these brown envelopes need to realize it. All right, and fucking they won't, because they'll do what they're told. That's what they're there for. That's why I can't stand them. But I think my point is this: is if they have a sniff, which they do now, all right, there's two sniffs. There's stage one, where we were chanting Super Tommy Tuchel in the crowd, and that fucking rattled the ownership, number one, all right? And we chanted Roman, if you remember, right? That was away, right? That rattled them. Straight after that, they brought out all the garbage about Tuchel, nonsense. Oh, I
noticed that. Misdirection. Yeah.
And then after that, right? After that, what did they go and do? They went and signed Felix out of the blue. And then they went and got Mudryk. And the fans went, oh, yeah. We love these ownership. We love you, Bowley. Goes in the Twitter space, PR shit, all this nonsense, yeah? All right. Liking tweets slandering Mason Mount, liking tweets slandering Cucurella and all this shit, right?
Yeah,
and then
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, you see all this narrative. He's controlled. He's got them all in the pockets of. He's got all these journos in his pocket. All right, quite literally. Yeah, and I know he's minor, but the proof's in the pudding. You got to fucking land it and show me in longevity that you're the minerals. Yeah, and right now I ain't seen that. And this is the second strike. The second strike is the booing. All right, and the fact that the fans on social media have changed their whole fucking. And I'm talking. All the big platforms, all right, have gone, I'm done. Whereas they weren't like that before, right?
Yeah.
And I've been consistent in saying recently, since he's dropped
you've been saying he's not the man.
Yeah. So this is the thing, right? If it's true, to get to my point and land it, if it's true how Bowley is, and they are, that they want to look through the eyes of the supporters, then right now, if you're looking through our eyes right now and you're watching all the shit that's happening now, you're getting rid of this guy and you're bringing in someone and you're letting them do their job. And this is why I'm saying it's a critical moment in our football club under these owners and people. All right. I'm privileged to have a little platform. It's not big enough, but I'm privileged to have support and you guys and everyone to listen to this. I'm telling you now, if this doesn't go the right way for us, it's going to be dark fucking times. And I'm the most positive supporter you can find in this whole network, all right? Because I don't mix with others. But I'm being real. If they get through this and they still keep this guy and they still accept this and they want this model, we're not going to win anything for a long time. They might prove me wrong, but
no,
I'm telling you,
you're right, mate. That's what I want with your friends.
I ain't wrong with Tuchel. I ain't wrong with Man. I ain't wrong with everything I say, man. I've been bang on about it, and I'm telling you guys, I'm being real with everyone, and I do know certain things. It comes with a pinch of salt with that as well, and what I've heard yesterday, and what I'm seeing, and I'm connecting it all together. Give me your thoughts, Tom. Stevie, go and land it.
I think for me, right, it's basically you've nailed it, and I'll bring it back to a footballing thing. We've screwed it up this year, big time, right? We ain't going to qualify for Europe Champions League.
No,
right? Number one, that is the qualifier for Chelsea. That is the minimum expectation for Chelsea Football Club. Finish top four, and let's Lampard finish top three. Remember, right? Not top four, and so we're not going to make top four this year. That's £100 million out the door, right? Yeah. I think Europa League, you get. I don't know the numbers. You probably get half of that if you're lucky.
Yeah, at least
if you get
half.
Conference League, if you get Conference League, you get less. At the moment, as we speak, we've got no fucking Europe. We have got a squad that is built to compete in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have a season. We're going to have a season next year with 38 games.
You don't have to compete for top four, geezer, right now. What are we talking about? Why have our standards dropped like that? Listen, the money we spent, we should be top four. We should be in Champions League. We should be fucking beating Dortmund.
Our games have run out. We ain't going to... If you look at it from a...
Not yet, Tom. We've still got another 4 games, I think it is technically. Points-wise. We've got about 4 or 5 games.
If we're going to make the Champions League, if you look at the points over the last 5 seasons that you need, right?
Yeah.
We have got to go on and run.
Now.
We've got to effectively do Arsenal form till the end of the season.
And we've got results. It's not realistic.
So... Champions League is done next year. We might get Europe if we're lucky, but if we don't get Europe, what my problem is, we've got a bloated squad.
Yeah,
where we're going to be playing. We've got 38 games plus 2 cup games or whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
And we haven't got all that additional. And the next thing, my big fear, these dark days that you're talking, if Arsenal qualify for the Champions League for 17 straight years, right, and they've been out of it for 6, right? And are you telling me that, or in all those years that Arsenal were in that top 4 and got it in the 14th year, in the 15th year, in the 16th year, the other 4 that they would drop out once and not get back for 6? Man U didn't win the league 1 season, did they? After Ferguson, it's 10 seasons and counting. Football's no guarantees. There ain't no guarantees. It isn't LA Dodgers. There isn't automatic right to go to the MLB. No, it's not. In some ways, we need to stop signing fucking players. We need to coach the ones we've got to be better. We need to bring a person in who can make the players play better. We have got some of the best talent in the world in the current squad. The ones we've brought in, Graham Potter is almost the most lucky bloke in the world.
That's what he's not the man.
But this is my point, guys, is that Graham Potter's not being allowed to do what he's supposed to do, like what he done at Brighton. He's not being fucking allowed, is what I'm saying. He's clearly not being allowed to do what he should do, because he's got enough talent to do it. So why ain't he doing it? Right?
Well,
that's the first question.
The other misconception let me say this. The other misconception here is any manager that gets brought into Chelsea under this ownership is not going to have any say over the players that come in. Their job is to coach the players. But the reality is their job is to coach the players we've currently got, or whoever they choose to bring in.
You might as well have had a fucking Tuchel. You might as well had a because that's what he was doing under Roman. What I'm saying is these lot are budget Roman model, and what I mean by budget is not in terms of what they're spending, is how they're doing it. It's how they're doing it. It's budget. It's like amateur. It's amateur to Roman, because Roman got the right people in charge, and he went and he bought the not finished article players, not all finished article players, but he bought he bought the Hazards. He bought, do you know what I mean? He went in and he got the Kantes and shit like that. You know, good prices as well, some of them. You know, but this is the thing, right? I honestly think if you go and bring in an elite manager right now before Dortmund, we are good. Our team pumped is good enough, and we'll go all the way. And I think we'll go and win the Champions League. I think we're good enough to win it.
3 games ago. Yeah, I do. I believe that.
This is my point. Yeah, is the owners might look stupid for that period, but my, if you go and win a Champions League in your first year of owning our football club, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, who cares what happens?
Because you've got the opportunity to take that risk and go for it, and go for a top manager experience.
Take a risk.
And take
what you said there, Johnny, the word risk. That's what Roman used to do. He used to get brown envelopes slated. Oh, look at him, he's a fucking idiot. He sacked him. Yeah, well, none of us agree with the Ancelotti sacking. No. We never know the reasons why, right? But look what happened. Conte. Wow. You know, I'd even have Conte back. I know a lot of people might not agree with that, but why not? Would you have Conte back, Johnny?
No.
Why, mate? Because he's been at Tottenham.
That, and also he wants finished.
I know he's petulant.
He'll be there for 2 years and fuck you over like he did with us. With Costa
he started crying.
And Johnny, what I would say is, I would, you know, before I went to Dortmund, I was on your bus. We can still win the Champions League. We can fucking do it.
We could have,
but I have to, and I still want that. My heart still desires that massively. But I have to be honest and think
realistic, Tom.
I won't. I'd love another Europe away this season. I'm hooked on it. I love it. I just cannot see.
It's not possible. We're not fighting. Yeah. It's not.
I can't even see us getting through the Dortmund game. I can't see us beating Dortmund 2-0. I can't.
Yeah. Well, I can under a proper manager. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I can. But under the current management structure,
have you seen his coach? Sorry, Tom, to interrupt. Have you seen his coaches from Brighton? The little fat snobby one.
Yeah.
No disrespect. He could be skinny, but he's a little fat tubby. Even here or there.
Yeah, but even then, they weren't loud on the touchline. They weren't loud.
It infuriates me.
They don't look professional. They look like his mate and your mate and my mate. Who, he's got a job for you there. You've got to coach the goalies. Do you know what I mean? There's no professionality. There's no vibe that they mean business.
There's no mentality. Full stop. And it's not just them. But the mentality stems from the ownership. The ownership brought this mentality into our football club. Let's have it right. I have to go to them, is what I'm saying. Now, it's not like, I'm going to go to them like Glazers.
Yeah, but John, they don't know the Premier League, bro. They don't know it, do they?
They don't get it. But you know what the Glazers did? The Glazers didn't get involved in the football aspect. I love Land and Minerals. I love it. This is the thing. Glazers didn't do that. These lot are. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's realistic, although I'd like that, for Potter to be sacked and a new guy to come in time to influence the Dortmund
Why do you
game.
say that, Tom? Can I ask why you say that?
Yeah, why
Because
not?
I think this is what's going to happen. My view on they are a bunch of stubborn,
American bullshit businessmen.
successful people, and
Yeah.
they won't
I
admit
won't be
their
told sort of
mistake.
attitude.
They
Yeah.
won't admit their mistake until it's
Yeah.
too late, unfortunately.
That's my worry.
But
That's
the
my
point
worry.
I'm making now is what's triggered me. So what I wanted to say, the mistake has been made. Everyone can see it clear as
Yes,
day.
great.
You got media platforms going. Is this guy off his nuts? This gaffer. What is he saying after the game?
Yeah, what's the crack? Yeah.
This is the key. We were about 3-4 players under Tuchel from competing for title. 3-4 players.
Yeah.
That's it. Replace
maybe
Rudiger,
so.
Christensen,
Striker.
DM, Casemiro, a
Benzema up
striker,
front.
and a little tweak in, a Felix player.
Squad.
That was it. Yeah. Midfield and Felix. You're good. All right. Tuchel managed that for one window, and then you got another window to get another player, like maybe you got an Enzo in. Do you know what I mean? Because they didn't know about Enzo before the World Cup. Let's have it right.
No one did.
So my thing is this: you go out of the Champions League that we're in now, the competition now, because with Potter you ain't. So you're out of that. You're not getting Europa League. You're not even getting Conference League. You're losing all that money. You won't be able to attract top players, but they don't want top players anyway. They want all young kids, and they're going to get rid of all the top players.
Yeah.
Right. So that suits them either way. And then they're going to go, well, we've got Graham Potter. He can manage and build a team in 2 years that will compete because he did it with Brighton. That's their mentality. But where they've gone wrong is they've literally gutted Roman. They've gone to the bare brick. Fucking forget the brick. There's no brick on there. It's just cement down there.
Medical. There's no fucking stewards.
They're trying to build it up again when they didn't need to do that, because they want to be the big bollocks and suck our club dry financially, which is probably the way it's going to go, American and all that. My thing is this: we've gone back. We could have been just one season away and still competing to an extent. All right. We've gone now. The way we've gone this season,
we're back to 1980.
2, 3, 4 seasons before we're back.
I think it's 20 years, Johnny.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man.
With that, there's no guarantees in football. It's a ruthless business. Like the examples are made, Arsenal have been had a sniff in 6 seasons. United, Liverpool didn't win the Premier League for 30 years.
But Tom, that's through real bad management, mate. You've got to admit that'd be shocking.
And what about the management? Would you say the management of our club in the last 6 months has been? What would you rate it out of 10?
Well, it's been difficult for me because obviously we've got the government influence, the speed of everything.
Since we've had the owners in, if you were saying, right, we're doing your annual appraisal, Mr. Bowley, clearly, what are you giving them out of 5 or out of 10? You're not giving them more than a 5 or 6, are you?
It was difficult to say, wasn't it?
3.
Exactly. Yeah. So they've made a mistake, and a lot of clubs have made big mistakes in the past. And
they've continued it. We've got an opportunity to change it, Tom. That's sorry to interrupt.
That's the minerals there. We got.
And I don't think I personally. If you were to say, Tom, how do you think things will pan out? And I said it to Johnny yesterday. They'll persevere with the guy this season. We'll go out the Champions League.
Tom, if we all pressure, sorry to interrupt again, Tom. Yeah. Do you think if we all pressured people like you, people like Johnny, other people that are respected Chelsea proppers who keep putting it out there? You know what I mean? We're not talking shit. We're talking facts. We keep putting it out there. Our club is not going the way it should be. Do you think that they would listen as such? The media would then listen. Do you know what I'm trying to say, Tom? Do you think it would change?
I personally don't think that.
You think they're that stubborn?
I think they've wrote off £100 million this season that they're not going to get from the Champions League. I think they've been.
And next season. Yeah.
I know it is.
No, Tom. They came out and said that they genuinely believe Chelsea can go and win the Champions League this year.
Oh my
Well,
God, they're
okay,
going on with it. Bloody hell.
they're living in cloud cuckoo land because.
Well, there you go.
but
this, I want to say this
but-
very quickly because this is like a key thing. All right, if they've spent all this money, 600 million they spent.
Yeah.
All right,
So they not want to recoup some of it.
they want a return on this. I think this, and this is very important. I'm going to say. So last night, Matt Law, the biggest fraud.
I
You know
can't
who
stand
he is.
him. He's a
You know
rat.
him, yeah. This guy,
Yeah,
yeah.
rat.
He came out and he
Can't
put
stand
out that the owners
Thank
are backing Potter right now. That's what they put last night, and the meltdown after seeing that, right, was pretty explosive. Today,
Yeah, I've seen a bit of it.
Today,
Like regards to
Chelsea's socials has never been this quiet ever.
Mm.
It's dead. Now, I said it last night, and I think I'm on the money here, and I'm landing it. I think that he got Matt Law to put that out because he's one of the credible ones. He's used him to test the waters with the fans, with the supporters.
Yeah, I'd have that.
To see the reaction, because they use social media and they use the brown envelopes.
Yeah, they do.
And I think they think this one's a little bit tricky for them. Therefore, they haven't pushed anything out, and I think they're making a decision. And training's been cancelled, all right, or whether it is, all right, you should be back on that pitch having recovery at the very least today.
Training day.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think they've tested the waters, and now we're either going to have a minerals landing from the ownership and say, do you know what, these guys are they're real deal, and they care, they understand that they made a little mistake, and what I'm saying, they're listening to the supporters, which is key, because if you don't have the supporters on your side as an ownership, you're fucked.
You have Liverpool and Man United situation.
We'll have protests, just like Super League, all that boycotting the lot, mate. Yeah, Chelsea will do it. The Chelsea supporters will do it.
Yeah,
if
they will.
Have to. They'll do it. We love our club, and we'll all be there. So I'm just putting that narrative down, and I think that the brown envelopes have put that out just to get a vibe, and I think the vibe they're getting they ain't liking that vibe. So they've got a big call now. He's gone out the window about Potter now. We've got a plan. Listen, in reality, 60 million to pay Potter off is fuck all to them. It's small change anyway.
Yeah, it's a player.
It's about amending the wrong, like Bell Silva, Thiago Silva's wife, put out. Amend that wrong. It's not too late to go back, after making a rash decision. They wanted to make a statement. It's all good. You can make your statement, but do it in the right way. That benefits us where we can go forward, not back, because we're going back. Let's have it right.
Yeah, mate, I agree. You know what? It's about being brave, and that's what Roman used to do.
And what you're saying is you're filling me with either some sort of joy and confidence, or it's good, or not. By the end of in the next 5 games, it'll be toxic like we never known. Because if we get beat by Spurs,
it's done. It's done. The supporters will go. They're finished.
We've got Leeds at home, and then if we go out the Champions League and Potter's still in place, I think we're going to a place that we haven't been to for a long, long time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to get militant. I'm going to land some minerals like Johnny. How do we push this geezer out without getting a bit too mad about it? What more do we need to do? On my Twitter, mine's only small, but I send a lot to the main people. He's not the man. No one's disrespected him. He's just not the man. What do? We got to force the issue. That's my opinion. What do you think?
I think all the match goers have got to land it in the stadium.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to go to certain accounts that lead the proppers, to go and do a protest.
What are you saying, John? Like banners?
Huh?
I mean, do we go to banners? Potter out? I understand it's militant, but if we want to change our club,
I think you go
Because
you
that,
don't
you've got
close.
to,
You got to build to. It's the thing is they're at a stage now where you can prevent that. I mean, what I said
do you know, yeah, I don't want to
on
go there.
Saturday
But,
was a bit of a lot of
I want to
people
the booing, not into it.
took it in a little bit of a different
Mm.
way. People think it's clout and shit. That for me, it's not clout. That is me. It's something I put on social, which
Mate, I
needs
agree
to
with
be
it.
heard. And
Yeah.
I think it's like I'm not wrong in what I'm saying, and I haven't been abusive. And I'm just saying either sort it out because this is not who we are,
It's
and
not
we
weird.
can all see it. The players can see it, the fans can see it, everyone can
Yeah, it's
see
like
it.
that old school British stiff upper lip. No one, oh, we shouldn't be saying bad about him. Well, yeah and no. At the end of the day, this is one life. Life hits you fast. You've got to move fast. Chelsea was built in the last 25 years on moving fast. We had a bloke who could see that and he would move fast, maybe a bit quicker than we wanted. Roman, he would sack people willy-nilly a little bit. But guess what? Forget about who did what and whatever. 23 trophies? 22 trophies? Yes, please. That's all we remember. And we're the best.
Because it's
only
the
club in
winning.
London twice.
It's the winning. Like I'm saying, they could go out and make a big decision now, and we could go and win a Champions League. I think we're good enough. I think you bring in a
Yeah, I
gaffer.
think it could
The
be
whole
done.
squad plays for him. It changed the mentality. Players that might be leaving might be going, do you know what? These owners have just landed the minerals. They actually fucking have rectified it. Because right now they're stubborn. And everyone can see they're stubborn. But I think they've got to make this call, man. If they don't make this call, it's like I say to you, it's going to be fucking toxic, guys. And I don't want our club to be like that because that's not what we're about. We don't deserve to be treated like that. We've just got an owner spend what 3 billion, 4 billion on our football club, and we're gonna have all this fucking Glazers shit. Are you kidding me? Look how long it's taken United to get Glazers out. You know, it's just
Johnny,
like
how do we get Egg Barley? Because there's a Twitter on there of Todd. I don't even know if it's real. I'm not too sure it's real.
it's real.
Have you seen it?
Real.
Is it real, that, mate?
Yeah, mate.
I've sent him a few things. Like you say, just like you are, land the minerals. Nothing too abusive.
There's nothing abusive. It's just
no, it's factual.
A lot of these accounts are bought. Do you know what I mean? So it's got to be from proper Chelsea supporters, man. Like match goers. It needs to be
people's credibility.
Yeah.
Well, what about Egg Barley, mate? How do we get something into him? Because I think he's a big player as well. You got to remember, you know this as well as I do. There's about 3 or 4 of them. You've got the Swedish bloke as well.
Both of them, Geese. It's both of them.
You've got Egg Barley. There's a Swedish fellow though, John. Can't remember his name. He didn't like Roman. What's his name? Sven.
Wise. Yeah, Wise.
Yeah. WYSSE or something. Yeah,
he's there for his cash, mate. 10 years.
I believe so. Yeah, but he's a shrewd businessman, you know.
Yeah.
All
they care about his dollars, mate, and pound signs. That's
I know, Johnny, but but point in question, he's a businessman. And like what we've just discussed, he doesn't want to lose Champions League money because Champions League money, big money.
Minerals landed. That's my point. I think the owners have gone, we want to go this direction. They've all agreed on it, and it's not fucking working already.
What about the numbers?
And you spent 600 million. Let's have it right.
We want some numbers back. Yeah.
Right, before we carry on, big up to my geezer, Chelsea old boys. Love the geezer, man. He says, just a big shout out to Mark Conroy, Kilburn boy, big Chelsea fan and great pal of mine who passed away today. RIP at the Chelsea. Rest in peace to Mark Conroy. And our condolences, our thoughts and prayers go out to not just himself passing, but his family.
He's proper Chelsea, John.
Proper Chelsea. Love that. I love that. So big up to you, Chelsea old boys. As always, my geezer. And you need to come on soon, mate. When you're ready, come on and talk and land it. But guys, put your hearts in the chat for Chelsea old boys. Closest pal, Mark Conroy, guys. Big up to everyone in the chat. Put your hearts in there, guys, and show your respects. to everyone. Top lad, 49. He will be sorely missed and leaves his missus and 7-year-old lad Frankie up the Chelsea. That's so sad, man.
Thank you, bloody hell. Have to send him one of them. We'll send him one of them, John.
Yeah. Sad.
Bless him.
Well, we hope they're all right, Chelsea old boys, you know, as much. And a shout out to them and to him personally from myself, on behalf of all of us. It's lovely.
So Johnny, what's going on with this Chelsea sporting director? The geezer we got from Red Bull.
Vivel.
The German. Yeah, what's to do with this geezer?
This is the thing. I think they're using him as they want to turn us into a Red Bull fucking Borussia
franchise
club, like a development club.
Yeah, what's that all about?
But the difference they're doing it with Chelsea is that they've got the pull to get the best of those. Like they're looking at like Andre Santos. He looks like a lovely player. Don't get me wrong, Brazilian, and like he looks a baller, but he needs development. They all need development. And I think what they were trying to do is pip. They tried to get at Hendrick that went to Real Madrid, didn't go very well, didn't get him. But my thing is, I think they're using our history and what we are. Yeah, let's have it right to get the best of the young, like the young Mbappes and all that, and build a super team like that, and rely on a gaffer to build those kids up over 3-4 years and then dominate. It's so risky, man. So risky. You talk about risk. That is, it's enough risk going for experience and proven players, like because anything. But to go with young kids where you think their trajectory is going to be like that on their data and what they've been like as
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah, man, you don't know.
Achilles injury goes missing.
They're not all middles down, is what I'm saying. Or Reece James. Or look at Reece James. Injury, man. Injuries.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have the injuries, you're like, fuck me, man.
Fucking Roberto Carlos, mate. He's there, isn't he? Oh, Reece.
Yeah.
I mean, even Mason, you know what I mean? A lot of, I personally want him on the bench for a couple of weeks to rest him because I believe in the last 4 or 5 years, he's had so much pressure on top of him. The club, everything, being put out of business, everything. And everyone's on his. I've seen it, Johnny. A lot of big respect to you for backing him. You don't get on his back.
Who's that?
Mason Mount.
Oh yeah.
Getting on his back. You know what? Fuck me. The kid's had a month off. He's dealing with a big, massive contract, like you say. And this is what I can talk with you and Tom about this. And I haven't looked at the chat. Hopefully, we've got proper Chelsea in there who can read between the lines. We don't know. We're not privy to the conversations. Like you say, the conversations might be like what you're saying. Oh, Chelsea are only going to be at this level and we want it to be like this. Mason's going, well, wait, 1 minute. I've just won the Super Cup, Champions League, elite levels, and you want us to just step off that. And proof's in the pudding. We're about to go out of Champions League and not qualify for next season. And being an elite player, I'll give you an example. Steven Gerrard at Liverpool. His loyalty ruled his head and he stayed there. But what did he... Okay... Well, he never won anything, did he? Well, he did, but he didn't win a Premier League.
In his career not coming Chelsea because he would have had Premier League and Champions League. That's
what I'm trying to get at. So reverse the roles. Mason Mount's now coming to that level. It's a bit backwards because he's won everything. Is he now going to accept that Chelsea are now going to be a club that may get into the Champions League, may win another league, may?
And what if that's part of your bonuses to win the Champions League? You ain't going to win it, are you?
Right. Well, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's just a weird one, and then he's going
to. Not only that, now you've got a top 7 because you've got Newcastle in there, not a top 6.
Yeah, they're there now. Let's not beat them because they are there.
You've got the Qataris potentially coming in at United, so they're not going to be stuttering. They're going to be on it. You've got potential sale of Liverpool and whoever. So
Liverpool changing hands. Out of all of them. Sorry, Tom, go on.
Well, we could come to find ourselves in a situation where we don't miss out on 1 Champions League season.
Yeah, 2.
3, 4. And then before you know it.
So he's basically thinking, I'm not going to win another Champions League. I should be playing in that competition.
I want to play in competition. And they're telling me they're not.
And let's say the Qataris come in, or the new guys at Liverpool come in, or City come in and say, "Yeah, we'll ride out your contract at Chelsea for next season.
And we'll pay you 400 grand.
We'll 400 grand, and we're guarantee you that we ain't fucking around with Potter. We're going to put you in the Champions League. And we're going to win it. See Chelsea's little pity fucking development squad.
Premier Leagues, man.
Yeah.
And Havertz will get tapped up by Bayern because Thomas Muller's on his way. Do you know what I mean? They'll pay him. So we lose Kai, we lose Mace, and then we've got this breed of players who you don't know if they're going to work or not.
Still
learning. You know how valuable it is to have players of Kai and Mace. Yeah. Kai's been clutch scoring a penalty Club World Cup. He got us the equalising goal, or the first goal, I can't remember, in Super Cup, and he scored the winning goal in the Champions League, and it was a fantastic semi-final, second leg, right? Mason Mount has been pivotal in winning these trophies. Do you know how hard it is? Frank Lampard, John Terry, to go in that era, to go and win that Champions League was like so difficult. These guys have done it at 20. Mace was 22 years old, and Havertz was 21 years old, and they won it and they landed it. In 22, they win the other trophies, and they've already got that those medals. All right, now to them, that they're thinking in their career, I can go and win another Champions League or two.
Yeah, because they're at elite level at such a young age. Yeah.
No, you look at how many young players win that and what I'm saying is they're pivotal in winning it. So therefore, that experience alone,
when they're 27,
alone at that age, at a young age, is priceless.
Look at that, Johnny. Look at that.
Oh,
what, mate?
Love that. That's quality. That is.
You can't buy that, can you?
German. No, man.
You can't buy that, mate. You can't buy it. That's minerals landed. Landed. That's minerals on the moon, mate. That is landing.
That's boot.
Love that shit.
You know,
that's my point. Is that we're these guys are that, like, you know, they're 24. Mason just turned 24, and Kai's 23. You go and look to buy 27-year-olds with their experience. They've got it at that young age, and we're going to go and
exactly.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And also, why aren't they in the team right now?
Well, Tom, I've got an opinion on that, mate. The reason they're not in the team is I think they're a bit burnt out, and I mean that respectfully. But a good manager would put their arm around the shoulder and say, "Listen, son, just relax. I'm going to implement you, and we'll see how it goes." I think he's come in there. He's put his marker down, right? In this respect, everyone starts on the same level, bar Cucurella, who he loves, love child, and you know what I mean. He's treating them as if they're nothing, and I mean that respectfully.
I don't mean like, you know, rest players here and there. But what I'm saying is he needs to build a team around.
I know what you mean.
The experienced players, and I'm not saying experience through age alone, because we've got something unique. We have got experienced youth because they've won the lot. Yeah, there aren't many players, young players in world football who at that age have done the lot.
Yeah, you're looking at players like Kante, who are 30, over 30 years old, who's won the league,
look at this. Look at all the stats. You look at all the stats you've got of, you know, Lampard. Where was Lampard at that age? Had we even signed him?
No.
Lampard, let me tell you, because I know this clearly. All right, when Lampard came, all right, Lampard is 2 years older than Mace right now.
Yeah,
all right.
Is he?
Yeah.
When he came, so he's 25, was he? When he came?
Yeah.
24, 25 Ranieri.
Yeah. Because he joined his first 3 seasons. Mace, 2 years younger, has beaten him statistically.
I've seen this on your thing, Johnny. Statistically,
goals
he beats them.
Yeah. And if you look at him from now to this point,
that's fucking crazy.
He's still beating him.
Is he?
And Mace has only got 9J this season because we've been so shocking.
Yeah, but that's because of everything.
But I want to. People go, "Oh, you can't. Don't bring him in the same conversation as Lamps." But there is no other player
Statistically.
that has done that statistically 2 years younger and arguably in a weaker team.
Definitely in a weaker team, 100% in a weaker team, Johnny. I mean, Jorginho, sorry, Tom, he's had to do the running for Jorginho. You know what I mean? For how many years? So's Kante. That's why Kante's out injured. Because he had to do the running for him. You know what I mean?
There you go.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. If you sell Mount, you're literally selling the next. He's a hybrid of Paul Scholes, Frank Lampard, Johan Cruyff. That is what Middles Mount is. Johan Middles Mount. He's a hybrid of Johan Cruyff, Paul Scholes, Lampard. Drink the minerals in, every fucking one of you, all the up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Because I'm telling you, this kid, wherever he goes, if you put him under Pep Guardiola, Klopp, Ten Hag, Tuchel again, they will get the best years out of him, and he will fucking land it. And I'm not going to be crying because I'm going to go, I told you so.
Well, I told you so.
And I will be crying because it's not a Chelsea, but I'm saying everyone else, all the haters will be fucking. They think Kevin De Bruyne's bad and Salah's bad. You're a long way from fucking.
Do you know what gets me, John? Is it all the foreign lads saying that we go on about him because he's English? No, he's just Chelsea. So I just want to put that out there because we're live. He's Chelsea boy. I couldn't care if he was pink. I couldn't care if his name was Rodrigo Mounty. He's just a brilliant player. And like you say, but mate, let's reverse the roles here. Because his name isn't Rodrigo Mounty or Johan Mount, he gets disrespected. And that's my belief anyway. And I think that's a bit naughty, really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's naughty.
100%. It is naughty. They're giving it up.
It's not just Mount, is it? The whole thing is it isn't just Mount. There's a crop of talent in there. The
English. Chalobah. Chalobah don't come in for a lot of stick, and Chalobah's still learning. But he's from Chelsea Cobham, you know what I mean? I like him.
This is what I want to see. This midfield. This is the midfield I want to see.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, definitely.
That's domination. Mate. That's fucking domination in the midfield. Well, that's generals there.
Yeah. You've got Zakaria in there as well, Matt. Johnny. I mean, he's still proven. Still needs to be proven. You know, what's his first name? Denny.
I don't think we'll sign him though. I don't. I think I don't either.
No, I'm talking about Zakaria. Is he on loan?
Yeah, he's on loan. We've just the thing is why he looks decent is because we've been starved of that profile player for a long time.
True.
We've just seen someone do the things that need to be done, but no one can do them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
all right, so guys, I'm gonna wrap it up, sort of thing. My thing is this: big up to both of you coming on because I think it's been a fucking great little stream, lovely little show. Well, lots of minerals landed. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting things happening this week. A lot of things happening this week. There's going to be meltdowns either way. But I think the main meltdown will be if he stays, right, and he's still in the job.
It will. When have we got Dortmund, Johnny? Is it next?
We've got Tottenham away, and then we've got Leeds, and then we've got. Can you imagine if he lost to? I don't think at Leeds, man, as well, losing to Leeds and Spurs, man.
No, we could. I know it couldn't be like a Leicester, could it? And a fucking. Not in Bournemouth. It has to be Tottenham and Leeds, doesn't it?
They're the worst two. We've got 2 weeks till Champions League. 7th. I think it's like 7th or 8th of March.
Tuesday night, isn't it?
Yeah. So guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah, up the Chelsea always. Up the Chelsea, up Mills FC.
Up the Minerals.
Also they've got socials, guys, on Twitter. What I'll do is I'll put their socials in the description on this video, and then if you can give them a follow. But shout out your socials, guys, so that they can follow you.
Oh yeah, Sam. You know me, Johnny. I'm easy going. Stevie Chelsea. I'm on Twitter. But Johnny, I want a Minerals Cup, mate. You send me a Minerals Cup?
I can do, yeah. I can send you one. Yeah.
I'll send you the money. Lend me the Minerals.
No. It's all right. Listen, Tom, you want to shout out socials if you don't?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm there. I'm there. I post up. I don't post a lot, but what I do is when I go to the games, I always post a picture. Get a bit of a vibe. A few videos every now and again. I'm going to Spurs next Sunday with my lad. I'll be there driving.
We might see you there too. I might be going.
Hopefully, we'll meet up. I'll come and find you. Yeah, I'll be there. And Johnny, you know, me and you will have to think about coming down to the match, coming down to the bridge with us, and we'll go together one time. Get a ticket, get that sorted. Yeah,
for sure, mate.
If you're up for that, yeah.
All day long, mate. All day long, guys. Pleasure. We'll try and arrange something else. We'll do it again. And also, I want Chelsea Old Boys on with you guys because I think it'd be fucking class. But guys, big up to you guys. I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to just do my little outro with all my guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for coming on. It's such a breath of fresh air to have some, you know, Chelsea supporters, match going fans to just give give land the minerals. You know what I mean? And
up the
talk
Chelsea.
about what we love. Up the Chelsea. Big up, guys.
Land the minerals. See you later, John.
Cheers, Steve. Cheers.
Bye, Tom. Bye, Johnny. Bye, mate.
Guys, big up to every single one of you here. Every single one of you. Love to everyone here. First and foremost, guys, you know what to do. Land the minerals, smash to pieces that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to bring up one more thing, guys, before we wrap it up. I want to bring it up. Here we are. Where is it? I didn't forget this, Daniel. Big up to Daniel. Minerals Gaffer vids going on Lord Twitter post. You land it, my geezer. You land it. But obviously, once again, I want to give a special shout out to Mark Conroy, who's passed away, leaving behind one of his partner and obviously his younger boy. May his younger boy Frankie see many years of Chelsea winning and landing the minerals consistently. So big up to him. Thoughts and prayers to him, and obviously on behalf of Chelsea Old Boys, come on. But guys, hit that like button, smash to pieces that like button. Please also hit the notification, subscribe. But the most important thing for this show for me, I want every single one of you to give me feedback in the comments on this show. Let me know if you want this regular. I really enjoyed it. Let me know what you're saying, and we will keep it rolling. And obviously, I've got a lot of people I want to bring on as well. I'm going to mix it up. It's going to be fantastic. So, guys, please let me know in the comments, land your minerals, and obviously what we've discussed, because I think we've spoken about a lot of things on this show, and it's been quality. But like I say, as always, guys, love to every single one of you. Keep winning. Thank you for all your support on the channel. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Right, Pride of London. London is blue. Let's have it right. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Let's go.
Oi, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.